Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta's pride. Hey, ho, hey, ha, ha, hey, this, hey, whoa.
Out in Alberta where the Rockies rise, Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his eyes, from a lake house glowing in the moonlight's gleam. He's the YouTube king of the widest streams. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy, battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics and fun, streaming from the Rockies.
Hey everyone, how you doing today? How's everyone today? Hope you're doing well. Coming to you live from Sylvan Lake, from the Sylvan Lake studio. Good to see everyone today. I hope you are doing well wherever you might be in the world, whether it be in the morning, in the afternoon, or the evening. We appreciate your company here today. Thank you very much. We are absolutely near those mountains. Let's show you what those mountains look like when we're actually at them. We're not at the mountains right now, but we're very, very close to the mountains. We're streaming from the hot tub. Tommy Temper. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Let's go. Let's get this show on the road. Get those switches turned on in the background. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. How are you doing today? How are things for you? I'm doing quite well. I'm up really, really early here today. Most earliest day here in a long time. I think I was up at about 6 o'clock today. Just kind of woke up and whatever. Decided to get out of bed and get motivated. Was kind of on the internet looking around a little bit. And yeah. Hit that subscribe button if you're just new here, if you're just checking in on a rebroadcast here, watching us. But we are live here right at the moment. If you're watching the broadcast later, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. Give us a share out if you're over on Facebook and onto one of the major groups out there. Would appreciate that. We're here about all things that you guys want to talk about, basically. You know, I'm all pro for Alberta independence. And, I even have my bestie giving me a text message here. Yep, that's right. You are absolutely right. Doing some background switches here, looking good. Bring my text monitoring service up here so that I can watch the text coming in. The comments about anything and everything. Let's see who's first in there. Mama Red, first in there. Daisy, second in there. Hey, good to see you. I know, Daisy, I heard your comment there the other day where you were saying, Tommy, where are you? You're late. You know, you're not early. Man, you get up real early there, Daisy. And same thing with you. Well, Mama Red, you're over on the East Coast, so you're up there probably 3 hours earlier than I am. So, yeah, I can understand why you'd be checking in. But good to see you both in there. Thanks a lot for popping in. Yeah, we got an interesting show here today with lots of things that we've picked up on social media that we'll be showing you here, including Trump. Trump doesn't like Canada. He's, calling us names again. So we'll be playing that on here. Yeah, I think I played that last time I was live. And I'm not even going to talk about some people out there because they don't really deserve to even be talked about. You know who I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with, yeah, thanks a lot, moderator, for turning on the switch there for subscribers only to be able to chat. That's a good thing to have that happen. Yeah, we always need new people popping in here and saying hello. Oh, I haven't really changed the title of my show here. I just kind of left it the same as it was yesterday. I'm just too lazy, you know. And even my thumbnail, I don't really have a thumbnail other than whatever YouTube puts up there. Again, laziness on my behalf there. I just like to get on here and do stuff, you know. And it's funny because when I go live, I actually have less traction than when I post stuff, you know. It's kind of funny about that, how that works out. But, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah, what can I say? Yeah, so, yeah, how's everyone doing today? Let's look at some of the comments in there. If you guys have any comments, we'll bring them up on the screen here. Daisy says, good morning, Mama Red. And Mama Red says, good morning, Daisy. We have, and also, hey, thanks a lot for being a supporter of the stream. We've got lots of people that have supported the stream, that have, you know, given us a super chat, donation, membership of the channel here. You know, like Mama Red, for example, like Phoenix Tide, lots of other people that'll probably pop in here. I can't name them all. We got Troy in there. Troy, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Good to see you in there. Maybe it was Troy that turned those switches on there. I'm not sure who it was there. But, yeah, we like that 5-second slow mode and at least 1 minute for subscribing in the chat here. That way people will do their thing. Yeah, we are streaming on Kick, Facebook, YouTube, on multiple channels, and on Twitch, and on X. So we've got people piling in on all the different platforms here. Taking a look at the show to see what we're up to here. And, yeah, we've already got the people over in the troll channel talking about me first thing in the morning. It's funny, like, you guys, I am in your head, you know. If you want to talk about in your head, I am in your head like crazy, especially because I banned you from my channel, right? And it's funny, I get more traction from people over in their channels when I ban them from my channel, because they're like, oh, Tommy Tempers banned me. So I'm going to go and find some bullshit story that has nothing to do with him, and then, you know, try and associate him with them. You know, that's what they do. That's what the lefties do. You know, they just try and, you know, smear you, yeah, with some other bullshit story when you're the guys that are promoting that stuff over on your channel there. You're promoting that, you know that. I'm not promoting any of that stuff at all here. Yeah, once in a while I'll put up a story and then I go, oh yeah, okay, that's what the association is or whatever. And, you know, go, oh, oops, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. You know, once in a while that does happen, you know. What can we do? Yeah. Oh, what's that? We need a boat progress. I don't have any progress on that boat. You know, all I know is that I've got a boat and I gave it over to a friend and he's working on it. And so far, it is taking forever. It might take 2 years to get that boat going. You know that? But on the other hand, I do have a golf cart. I have a golf cart. And, you know, maybe I should do more videos from the golf cart there. In fact, I gave a ride to Alberta. I think his channel is Alberta Talks. Him and his wife there. I gave a ride on my golf cart. And they did a really nice video, you know, on my golf cart there with, you know, us talking and stuff like that, and, you know, showing what it's like riding around Sylvan Lake here and stuff like that. So I did post that video. If you look at it in my post section of my YouTube channel, you'll see that video from, I think his channel is Alberta Talks. John is his name. So thanks a lot, John, for posting that. I do appreciate that. Oh, who else have we got there? We've got Free Speech in there. Free Speech coming in, looking good. Let's see. Yeah, I think you're coming in from Facebook there, Free Speech 420. Good to see you popping in to say hello. Yeah, I know what that means. I know what that 420 means. I know what you're up to, you know. But that doesn't mean that I'm up to that. Look at that. I'm laid back already here, just kind of chilling out a little bit. I was watching a few YouTube videos there this morning. watching some stuff about the war in Ukraine. Of course, they've hit another wildberry, it's like an Amazon over there in Ukraine, or not in Ukraine, in Russia. They've hit another warehouse over there, so it's a big explosion and lots of smoke and stuff like that. I don't even know, I've lost count of how many wildberry warehouses that Ukraine has hit already, but I don't know, 15 or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. But lots of them, put it that way. Oh yeah, lots of stuff popping into my feed here. Lots of Islamic stuff popping in my feed here. I don't really want to rant on that whole thing, but there's a lot of people that are really worried about what's going on with what the agenda is for that whole thing in North America, both in the United States and Canada. I'm seeing there's a lot of fear on what may eventually happen. So I'm seeing stuff like that. Oh, actually, there's a movie out now about that, about some kind of a Islamic takeover, or what might happen in that regard. So maybe I'll show a trailer on that movie that's coming out. Yeah. Oh, there's this one here too. We're all worried about, and you guys probably saw that video where I phoned up the Edmonton Police Department and reported valid hate speech to them, and they go, nah, that's not hate speech because it has to be towards an identifiable group, not you, Tommy Temper. You are not an identifiable group. You're just a person, and therefore, being not an identifiable group, we're not going to even take your your invalid claim of being harassed or whatever, or pinned by hate speech there. You know what it was. It was the video that I did over at the Sunwapta Falls, and somebody said, yeah, Tommy, jump in the water, you can breathe. Yeah, right, you jump in the water and you'll be dead. But yeah, hey, that's not even the worst comment either. I didn't even get to any of the other. She hung up on me before I got to any other death threats and stuff like that, because I should have been more prepared, I guess, with more what people have actually posted against me. That would probably be a better way of going. Let's see, we got Jasmine Lane here saying we've spent a decade being told the right is the threat, and the extremists, the bootlickers, the ones who hate people. Meanwhile, quietly or not so quietly, the modern left has been cheering on political violence, mocking family, mocking work, mocking the entire idea of building a life. And somehow that's the side we're all supposed to trust without question. Yeah, the lefties, you know what it's all about. You hear me talking about that. I know there's those of you out there that, don't agree with the left and the right, and you go, well, they're the wings of the same wings of the bird,
Fuck all the fucking way off.
You know who I'm talking about there. Yeah, well, I do believe that there are left-wing people and right-wing people. There are right-wing extremists, which I will denounce in a second. If there's anything about right-wing extremism, I will denounce it. You know what I mean? And you might say that, things like Diagolon are right-wing extremism. If that is, well, okay, if it is, I denounce it. If there's any group out there that's a right-wing extremist group, I will denounce that group, right? To the same degree, if there is any kind of a left-wing extremist group like Antifa, I will denounce that group, okay? I don't want anything to do with any extremism on the right or the left, okay? You lefties can... you can embrace Antifa. You can embrace the extreme leftism. You can embrace the extreme rightism. You can post stuff about it, and be happy to, push the agenda to right-wing extremism and left-wing extremism. But as far as I'm concerned here, I'm just, a guy in the middle. I'm kind of in the middle, more right wing, in the middle, and right wing, just a little bit right wing enough to bullshit about what's going on and point out things bad on the extreme right side and on the left side. Okay? Have you got that straight? Have you got that in your head? Yeah. Okay. As long as you have that and you know what I'm talking about, then we can kind of move on. Okay. And you guys can push the extreme agenda out there. Okay. Because I don't want to have anything to do with it. All I am is just a podcaster that is, podcasting about what's going on in the world. And if it's good, hey, it's good. And if it's bad, it's bad. And I'll point out that whole thing. Let's hear what Jasmine Lane has to say about what's going on, okay? And what we're being told about with what the threat actually is. Let's watch this.
I'm just going to say it. You know how like every media headline out there is far right, mega, fringe, conspiracy theorists. It is so funny to me because the reason why they do that is because they want you to think that there's like some really crazy stuff happening on the right side of politics, which is just asinine to think about when you consider the fact that the vast majority of conservative policies are actually liberal policies from the 1980s, 1970s, something like that. So who really went far? Definitely wasn't us. Anyway, I had somebody in a comment section the other day who said to me, you're just a bootlicker and you're in your echo chamber. And I really started to think about that one. Like, in the echo chamber. I mean, number one, I'm not, because I literally report on the news every single day and very frequently cite mainstream outlets. So, I mean, that in and of itself is just a lot of evidence that I'm not in an echo chamber, because if I was, I wouldn't be citing mainstream media outlets and doing my research based on what they report. But okay, whatever. Anyway, I started to really compare echo chambers, and I started to think like, okay, so what is the conservative echo chamber? What do they report? They want like freedom, safer streets, lower taxes, less government involvement. They want parents to be a part of their kids' lives. They want people to fall in love and get married and have babies and live happy, healthy lives, right? Maybe follow Christ. That's a good idea. And what does the left echo chamber want? They like celebrate murdering people who they disagree with politically. They want the government
Fuck
to
all the
take
fucking
full
way
care of them.
off.
They also want their own careers and jobs to be removed because they want to tax the rich. Who employs you? Duh. They're constant perpetual victims. Every problem in their life was somebody else's fault, and they just call people names and bully them all day long. And you're telling me that my side, which encourages me to have meaning and purpose in my life, values to be merit-based, to be respectful, and to work hard for the things that I want in life, is the problem. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I am not buying it.
I'd have to say thank you very much, Jasmine Lane, for that. You can find her on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. She's a right-wing podcaster and really, really good at what she does. Honestly, like, I agree with everything that she said. Everything, every single thing. And this business of trying to paint people with a extreme right-wing brush is absolutely pathetic. Shame on you guys for doing that. You're the ones that are extreme. You are the far left-wing extremists out there trying to push your agenda and trying to paint everyone with a brush, and it is absolutely ridiculous. Shame on you. Shame on you for that. Like Bob Cox says, he hasn't seen anything like that since the 60s and the 70s. That's, like, hey, there are people out there that are extremists. I will agree with that, but trying to paint people into that corner and say that that's what they are is despicable. Shame on you for doing that. You're a bunch of idiots out there. Stupid for you for doing that. And yeah, you just show where your mentality is by trying to do things like that, Like, what do? Wake up in the morning and go, yeah, I think I'm going to go and find something that's extremist, and then I'm going to try and paint somebody with that extremist brush, Is that what you do? Is that what you devote your whole life to? Shame on you. Go get a life, okay? Do something different, okay? Let's move on from that. And We'll find a next story here just for me. I've got stuff coming up just for me. Apparently, X thought that was a good one there for me this morning. I wonder why. Yeah. Anyways, good on Jasmine Lane for that one. Let's hear what Pierre Polyev has to say. He's talking here about after 11 years of liberal taxes, deficits, red tape, and record high costs for groceries, rent, and other essentials, Canadians are already emptying their pockets every day to just get by. Conservatives call on Mark Carney to suspend the federal excise fuel tax for the remainder of the year, because I believe this excise tax is going to come back on again, and we're going to be paying more for fuel.
On behalf of all Conservatives, I am officially calling on Mark Carney to cancel his planned gas tax hike in September. Canadians cannot afford yet another 10 cents a litre at the pump. Cancel the hike, Mr. Carney. Get rid of all gas taxes for all of the year to save Canadians 25 cents a litre, $20 a fill-up, and $500 by Christmas.
There you go. So, apparently Mark Carney, he has taken the gas tax off of fuel. I'll give him credit for that. And he has removed the carbon tax from, fuel that you and I buy at the pump, personal stuff. But he has kept the carbon tax on companies, what he calls large emitters, like steel industry, concrete industry, oil and gas industries, all of those. And all of those people, when you tax all of them, they just simply pass the tax on to the consumer, So we're still paying the tax. All it is you've taken it from fuel and put it onto everything else, Even farmers pay the carbon tax, it's absolutely ridiculous. Just get rid of it completely. We don't want to have anything to do with it. Why do you think we want Alberta independence, right? Alberta independence will not have any of that bullshit carbon tax, net zero, and carbon credit program, and basically taxing everybody and everyone here in the province of Alberta unnecessarily and sending that money back to Ottawa, right? Plus all the taxation. All of the taxation is ridiculous. The equalization payments, all the rest of that crap has to go. And the only way that anybody can do anything about it is by Alberta independence. Alberta independence is where it's at, the rest of you guys in Canada, if you live in Canada, sorry, it sucks to be you, if it does happen, we'll be very, very successful over here in Alberta. Be like guys like RV, come on over to Alberta, stick around for a while because it's going to be very, very enjoyable living here. We don't pay a provincial tax. Did you know that? Hey, if you're paying a provincial tax over somewhere where you're living, sucks to be you. You're living in some province that, likes, has got some kind of a government that obviously likes taxing the hell out of you. So, that's great for your government over there, but sucks to be you as a person because it comes out of your wallet. Over here in Alberta, we don't pay any provincial tax. Hey, that's great. We get to put extra money in our pocket buying anything and everything, but it sucks to have to pay the GST. The GST is a federal tax that everyone pays right across Canada. And what's it at now? 5%. 5% on everything, almost everything that you buy is taxed 5%. And that money goes back to where? Ottawa, sucking money out of the province of Alberta. So out with that GST, out with the federal tax, out with all that bullshit, and let's live a better life here in Alberta. That's what we want, right? We absolutely want that. Hang on a second. Let me bring my camera up a little bit here because I'm a little bit low in the scene here. Hang on a second here. We'll get this figured out here. Stand by. Stand by for more. Which way just makes my camera go up? When I push that button. When I push the down button, my camera goes up. So yeah, we'll go up a little bit here. There we go. Maybe I'll save that as my preset. Update my PTZ and update my initial state. And there we go. Hey, we've got the technology here. We've got the PTZ camera. pointing the camera at us. We got the PTZ camera outside, giving us the view outside our window. Here you can see what it looks like here. And you know what? It's a beautiful day. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. You know, look at that. Nice sunny day. You can see the different colors of the leaves out there. They're not really turning yellow yet, but there's kind of a red tree out there that has kind of red leaves on it there. Nice green leaves. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. No, they're not turning level or yellow on the trees directly outside here. But those trees have the sun beating down on them. But you can see there's nice water. And we can see the North Shore there. The North Shore is looking nice. Not very smoky out there today. Apparently, they still have a lot of fires going in British Columbia. And some of them are still out of control. I don't know. A few days ago, there was 120 fires burning. I'm not sure what that number is today. But, yeah, lots of stuff going on out there with the climate. And, of course, people are blaming climate change. Yeah, there's only left-wing extremism there, Bob. I would have to agree with that. An awful lot of left-wing extremism. In fact, what do you hear about more? Do you hear about right-wing extremism more or left-wing extremism? We should have that as a question in the chat there. Because I really don't hear anything about right-wing extremism. There might be somebody that will pull a post out of the blue and go, yeah, there was 20 guys that got together and whatever, took a picture. But otherwise, left-wing extremism, you see it every day. Every protest that you see down in the States, there's left-wing extremism going on there. There's Antifa, there's people trying to fight, what do you call that when they're fighting ICE out there and they're trying to prevent ICE from doing their job? That is extreme left-wing extremism, it's like all over the place. Same thing in Canada here. You've got politicians being attacked by left-wing extremists. You had somebody calling Danielle Smith when she's flipping pancakes, saying that's fascist pancakes. Hey, calling people a fascist, to me, that would be a left-wing extremist that would be saying stuff like that. It is all over the place. Even in the troll channels over there. You guys are actually far left extremists over there in the troll channels there, okay? I will call you out every day of the week. You guys are the extreme left-wing extremists, okay? So, be the role, admit that that's what you are. Admit it. Say it in there. Say, yeah, I embrace left-wing extremists. Say it over there in your chat, okay? Because that's exactly what you guys are doing over there, okay? Just want you to know
On
that.
behalf of all conservatives, I am officially calling on Mark Carney.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's coming back in there. Yeah, you can't stop Pierre because Pierre has a lot to say. Yay, there's Daisy saying hi to Bob in there. We've got Old Goat in there. She's been hanging out with Elevate Dude too much. You think so? Yeah. Well, maybe, might be. What's this? President is saying that he's going to wipe out an entire civilization. Seems pretty extreme. Well, yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. I don't really think that he means that, but what he's talking about, I think, is that he doesn't like the extremist over there in Iran, so he's going to do something about it. Yes, the Romans. Yeah, let's quote them all right. Ayatollah, nice to see you in there, Ayatollah in the chat there. What's new with you there? Two wings of the same bird. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what Brett always says.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
You know what I mean?
No, fuck off. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly, Brett. Two cheeks of the same ass seems more fitting. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. That one's pretty good. Some still a little. Hello, carbon capture. Oh, it's Smooth Operator. Smooth Operator. Good to see you in there. Yeah. I liked your comment. I think it was yesterday there. You were making some pretty good comments there. Smooth Operator in the chat. Good to see Smooth Operator. Big ups to you. I hope you're feeling well, doing well there today. I haven't, I haven't actually been in the place that we met there. Oh, I don't even know if you're in his chat there anymore. Kelly Caldwell. I haven't really seen him live, or where I've actually seen him live and then gone into his chat, but I have seen his nemesis there rebroadcasting, restreaming stuff of him there. I'm subbed up to her, and of course she's still running that hit channel there. You know what I'm talking about, Smooth Operator. Doorknocker, talking about Muslims upsets Brett. Yeah, he's been screaming it for years. Poor Brett will be screaming even when they are stoning him to death. I'm actually being inundated with all kind of stuff about what's going on and what will happen. And there's a movie coming out about that, and I'll run a trailer on that here. I don't really wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to hit on a certain, group of people or something like that, or, play videos or excerpts or little bits or whatever. But, that stuff is popping into my feed all the time, like maybe it's because I look at it and then they feed me more of it, but X is especially pushing that agenda where, we got to be careful about bringing too many people in because they're going to take us over. That whole thing. You guys have heard that whole thing, right? Hey, I'm just, looking at stuff and, I'm just kind of repeating what I see and hear. Then, of course, everybody's like, oh, Tommy's talking about that again, whatever. Hey, it's just stuff that's happening in the world that everyone has to be aware of it. It's weird because people on the left, they don't mind being decimated, you know what I mean? But myself, I prefer to be alive. I prefer to live, you know what I mean? And if it's a matter of life and non-life, I prefer the life side. So I like to do things and surround myself and whatever with people that are like-minded don't have some threat against me, you know what I mean? And if people have some kind of a threat against me, well, don't expect me to be promoting you, embracing you, and pushing your agenda. You know what I'm talking about. Super Salty, hey, good to see you. Thanks a lot for popping in here. Super Salty. Yeah, there's Ayatollah. Does Gaza support LGBTQ rights? Probably not. Let's see what Nightbot has to say about that. Gaza and most Palestinian society is conservative on LGBTQ issues. Same-sex activity is illegal locally, and LGBTQ rights aren't widely supported publicly. Well, isn't that a politically correct answer, right? Very politically correct. Instead of saying no, it's like, well, we're skirting around saying that and make it seem politically correct with the answer on that one. But yeah, divide and conquer is their plan. Could very well be that. Israel hides their what? Oh, I'm not going to repeat that one there. Door knocker, a liter of gas just sounds so wrong. Yeah. That's what we have up here. It's a metric system, liter. I don't know what's bigger than a liter. It's a liter, right? It's like a gallon is bigger than a quart. So you guys say gallon. And we used to say gallon here in Canada at one time, but when we switched over to the metric system, then we went to the liter. And I don't know. There is no, like if you say quart, I say 2 liters or whatever. You know what I mean? Because you can buy milk in like a 2 liter. 2 liters the sort of the bigger one, 1 liter is like the smaller one, right? With milk. But there is no such thing as saying another word for a gallon, right? In my mind, you can't say 4 liters is equivalent to a gigaliter or something like that. There is no such thing. So we're stuck with the liter, and we have to go with smaller amounts. And of course, they tack on something like $1.69 a liter, and you go, Oh, that's pretty inexpensive, you know. Meanwhile, if you convert that to a gallon, it's like whatever, like $8 a gallon or something like that, or $6 a gallon. You know, I'm not going to give you the exact amount, but you know what I mean. It just sounds like it's a better deal when you say it's in a smaller quantity. You know, Epstein is alive and hiding in Israel. He might very well be. I don't know what's going on with him. What's that? Oh, Ayatollah is asking, will RV build homeless shelters or houses for Tommy? The answer to that is no, he will not. I thought RV was on the move. I think his stream, the last stream that I looked at there when he was live, it said on the move again or something like that. But, and I tuned in to hear what was going on, but you know, he's like, no video and just a little, you know, King logo on there and talking to SW or something there. So I'm not sure what he's up to, but apparently he's on the move, but I don't know where he's on the move. I haven't heard that. I am in contact with RV behind the scenes. So, you know, him and I are, you know, good friends, internet friends, where we've talked numerous times on the telephone behind the scenes and whatever. But, you know, I don't volunteer information that we talk about, put it that way. I try and, you know, keep it hush hush. I'm a pretty good guy with, you know, stuff. If you tell me something behind the scenes and you say, hey, Tommy, don't tell anyone about that, then I won't tell anyone about that. You know, I'm not somebody that, you know, says something to you in private like other people, and then they go out and they spill that, or they record conversations and then they replay them on the internet, you know, that kind of thing. They go, oh yeah, no, I won't say anything, and then they play it on the internet. You know who I'm talking about there. Yeah, that person that we're not going to talk about here. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't need to talk about certain people. Let them be the masters of their own demise, you know. That's all there is to it. But as far as RV, we're good friends. He's a friend of mine, I'm a friend of his, and he sort of keeps me abreast of what's going on. But I haven't really heard where he's going or what he's up to. But no, he will not be building homeless shelters for me. Okay, he won't be helping me with that project. And I don't know that he is coming to Sylvan Lake. You know, that is a good question, whether or not he's coming down this way. I do know that my hot tub is nicely operational and running, and it's in good shape, and it is set at 104 degrees Fahrenheit. I was going to say Celsius, but I thought to think about that because it doesn't have a thing on it that says F or C, but it's 104 degrees. If it was Celsius, yeah, I'd be boiling in there like you know, one of those frogs that sits in there, you know, where it's nice and cool, and then as the heat goes up, it goes up and up and up, and you're sitting there and you boil to death, you know, the old frog thing. Yeah, well, sometimes I think I'm that frog in there. I think 104 degrees Fahrenheit is actually too hot. I don't know what you think about that. What's a good temperature for a hot tub? Anybody know? Anybody got a hot tub in there? What temperature do you set your hot tub to? It would be nice to know that. There, Troy says, giving our largest corporations billions in tariff relief when they merely pass down the additional cost to the city's citizens, yet the citizens get nothing but the same higher cost. Well, yeah, tariff relief. Yeah, the corporations don't have to pay the tariffs, but the people do. When Donald Trump says in America, I'm going to tariff, you know, aluminum from Canada, you know, like 50%. That means that any aluminum going into the United States, companies are going to have to pay 50% more for that product, and then incorporate it into whatever they're building and then pass it on to the consumer. So ultimately, all tariffs are paid by the consumer. And the whole idea with the tariffs is to don't buy those products. In other words, Trump doesn't want companies to buy Canadian aluminum, and that's why he puts a tariff up so high. He wants, American companies to dig their own bauxite or whatever and produce their own aluminum in the United States and to consume that product, to get that stuff going within your own country. That's the reason that he's doing it. It's like short-term pain for long-term gain. You guys have heard that many, many times, right? And that's what tariffs actually do. They bring production back to your country, right? So with Canada going, oh, we're going to lower the tax on Chinese exploding spy cars to like 5% from 100%. What they're doing is the government is saying, we want Chinese exploding spy cars in Canada. We want everyone to be driving one because they're going to be really cheap. And we don't want Canadian production of electric vehicles. We don't want to promote that, but we wanted to just bring in cheap Chinese stuff, That's what that's all about. Like, this is not rocket science as to what's going on. So, good on you if you're in Canada and you buy one of those exploding spy cars that apparently rushed out really early. Because remember, we've got cold weather and we put salt on our roads here, and apparently those things rushed out. I've seen videos of what the rust looks like on those things there over in China, where they're complaining about stuff like that. So just leave them a couple of years in the cold climate and in the salty environment on the roads here, because they put salt on every frickin' thing in Canada in the wintertime to eliminate that ice on the roads there. And it gets to the underbody of your vehicle and rusts the thing out. The worst vehicles here are probably Dodges. When I look at the vehicles on the road here, Dodge trucks are like completely rusted out up here in Canada. I see so many of them, especially when living in Sylvan Lake here, because you're in close to in an area where there's a lot of country folks, like farmers and stuff like that. So it's usually the farmers that roll into town with their rusted out Dodges and stuff like that. They're like especially bad with stuff like that. Yeah, Chinese steel is crap. Yeah, exactly. They used Chinese steel on a bridge in Edmonton, and the frickin' bridge warped and whatever before they even got it finished. And they go, oh no, we're gonna stall this project because of the steel that we bought, and it's like substandard, and it's not even good for a bridge. Never mind vehicles and stuff like that. Substandard steel. Americans are going, no, we're going to put tariffs on that steel coming in from China, and we're going to tariff for Canadian steel because the Canadians are doing nothing but buying the Chinese steel and then sending it, shipping it down to the States, So it's not Canadian steel. It's like Chinese steel. And Trump is like well aware of that. So he's going, no, we're tariffing that stuff. We don't even want it in the States here. Get that shit out of here. And you guys had, lots of steel plants in Pittsburgh and stuff like that got shut down over the years. Get that stuff rolling again and produce your own steel. You guys, are capable of mining it and producing it within your own country, Yeah. Yeah. Old goat. Canada sends its best suckers to Ottawa. You got that right. Yeah. You got that right. Let's bring up another story here. What's this one here? Another Pierre Poilievre story here. The final war. The final war. What's that one about there? I don't know. I'm gonna be careful about what I put up here, because sometimes I put up stuff here and I don't even know what it's about. But this one here. This is, and I hate to, you guys go, oh, Tommy's against migrants and he's like on that agenda, whatever. I'm just putting up stuff here that I see here. This is one coming in from the UK, and this is about migrants doing stuff with the British flag, and they're shouting Allah Akbar and burning the flag here. This is not a good video at all, but let's watch this one here. Ah, man, why do they do stuff like this? Unbelievable.
This is our country now. You hear me, Catherine? You can't just stop us. There is nothing you can do about it.
Oh, I show that? I don't know. I didn't know that he was going to do that. Sorry about that, folks. Hope you didn't see that. Yeah, we'll just stop that right there and not show any more of that. But apparently the dude was taking a whiz on the flag there, and they're shouting Allah Akbar. Come on, what's the matter with you people? You're like, you know, you get invited into a country and, you know, you're shouting Allah Akbar and stuff like that, and you know, whizzing on, setting the flag. First of all, you know, ripping the flag apart, then setting it on fire, and then taking a whiz on it. It's like, holy jeez, like what more could you actually do? Get rid of the carbon tax for countries meeting their clean air obligation and tariff the crap out of the major polluters in the world. It's the only way you'll see any improvement in air quality, says Super Salty. Maybe that might be a way to do it. The Unabomber was a right winger. Yeah, there are people out there that are you know, ultra right wingers. I would say an extreme right winger, right, to be somebody like the Unabomber. But yeah, you know, this is the way the world operates. You can't change that. You know, it's crazy, but true. We've got Super Salty saying we don't need taxes and tariffs. The consumer ends up paying twice. I agree. You know, hey, if your country has tariffs, you pay those tariffs, and you pay taxes. You pay state taxes. You pay federal taxes. You pay tax on fuel that you use. You pay tax on food. You pay tax on everything. Like, you know, we're all being taxed to death. You know. And it was like a temporary wartime measure, taxes. Remember that? You remember hearing that? Or that statement? Probably not when you were born, but I've heard that many, many times, that taxes were a temporary wartime measure just to facilitate the funding of the war regime, you know, in order to fight the war. So they came up with taxes. And now it's like... you know, the government finds every little way, every little crevice, every little nook and cranny where they can tax you. And they're bringing in new taxes all the time. And that's why this carbon tax is just another taxation. You know, like they might, you know, brand it as being, we're going to clean up the planet. You know, we got climate change to deal with. And we need to tax you because, you know, the sky is falling and we think that the whole planet is going to collapse. So we're going to actually tax you, and then we're not going to tell you what the hell we're going to use that money for. And it certainly is not anything to do with climate change, right? And it's just all a big scam. A big scam. So when you hear climate change, scam. When you hear carbon tax, scam. When you hear net zero, it's a scam. When you hear carbon capture, it's a scam. You know, we're sick and tired of the government scamming us. And the liberals, they're like, yeah, I like being scammed. I like paying for scams. I love scams. I love being scammed. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the money, but I'll pay that money. And I don't mind paying it, and I don't mind being scammed. You know, you may as well be saying that. And just look at yourself in the mirror. Like, you people are like delusional, absolutely delusional for thinking you're going to save anything by taxing the hell out of a population. Absolutely ridiculous. Tommy, I'm retired in my 60s and I do believe in climate change. I would have to be blind not to see how it has changed over the last 50 years. Well, Robert, I don't believe, well, you know what? I believe in climate change. The climate is absolutely changing. The climate has been changing since before man started driving the automobile, right? I went up to, did you see my video when I went to the Columbia ice fields? Okay. And they have little posts on the ground to where the toe of the glacier was in days gone by. And the first post in there is like in the late 1800s, okay? And you can see where from 1800 where the toe of the glacier was, okay? And you can see how far it receded to 1905, okay? And you can't say it was because of climate change. The glacier has been receding. We are in a period of warming of the earth, okay? And is all of the carbon that we're putting into the atmosphere making a change? Absolutely, it is making a change, right? But hey, the carbon is in the ground, the carbon is in the atmosphere, the carbon gets sucked up by the trees, it goes back into the ground like it's a big circle. Okay, it gets up and it goes down into the ocean. There's lots of stuff in the ocean that uses carbon. There's peat bogs and stuff like that, the reduced methane and stuff like that. We're definitely putting stuff into the atmosphere, but we are also moving more to electric cars. You must like that. More and more electric cars. With the price of oil, as the price of oil goes up, more people are more inclined to buy electric cars. And I'm not against that. I drive a electric golf cart, okay? Around Sylvan Lake, right here, okay? I don't drive my gas truck. I drive my gas truck when I go between Edmonton. I can't drive my golf cart on the highway, because the speed limit is 110 kilometers an hour. And the golf cart only goes 50 kilometers an hour. But I try and do my best. I ride around on an electric bike, so don't get me wrong. People, it doesn't matter who it is, whether you believe in climate change or, anything like that. People are definitely moving towards, things that are more good for the planet. Vehicles over time have been, less and less polluting. You've got catalytic converters in there. You've got all kind of stuff like that. So we're trying to do good things for the planet. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not like, let's just burn oil and pollute the planet, and it's, hey, good for, look at what they're doing with the wars. Look at the wars. If you're mad about climate change, well, then stop that war between the Ukraine and Russia. Look at whenever the Ukraine bombs one of those oil refineries, do you see a whole bunch of smoke? Do you see a whole bunch of oil residue? Do you see a whole bunch of things that are affecting the climate? Whenever they blow up one of those oil refineries, that's an awful lot of pollution going into the air. When they blow up one of those Wildberry distribution warehouses, do you see the amount of smoke and pollution going into the air? It is absolutely phenomenal. If you care at all about climate change, do something to stop that war. There's more going in pollution there than what's happening over here in little old Canada. I'll tell you that. And also the war that's going on in the Middle East there. Bombs going off all over the stuff, explosions happening. Ships going up. All kind of stuff happening. Here we're trying to produce vehicles that burn less fuel. With the price of fuel going up, people are more apt to maybe buy an electric car. If you only need a vehicle just for going around town, you probably don't need a gas vehicle. Buy an electric vehicle. Hey, I would say that. I'm not like so anti electric to say that you shouldn't do that. I don't like stuff like these, the Chinese vehicles coming in here when we could be buying vehicles produced in North America, vehicles produced in Canada. Where are our Canadian electric vehicles? What can I buy in Canada here that would get me around town or whatever, But then again, I go out into the country. I go on these trips. Like I would be screwed. That trip that I went to Jasper, I would be screwed if I had an electric car making that trip, because the whole time I was watching my gas gauge and I was going, well, okay, we got 600 kilometers here at the beginning of the trip. We know that we can get here and there. I ended up having to buy gas somewhere in the middle of the Rocky Mountains there, and it was $2.52 a liter, in Alberta, in the middle of the Rocky Mountains there. It was kind of a last chance gas station, It's like, oh no, if you didn't gas up and you ended up here, well, too bad for you, because we got you by the balls, In fact, they didn't even advertise their price. It's like you pull up to the pump and it's like self-serve. Oh yeah, it's a self-service thing. Oh, how much is the gas, by the way? $2.52 a liter. Figure that one out there, with your calculator. Holy shit. I just about shit my pants when I heard that. But we filled up because we had no choice, and if we would have run out somewhere in the middle of the road, well, the cost would have been an awful lot more. Old goat. Muslims are more conservative than the conservatives. Well, actually, they are. Well, they're kind of like extreme right wingists, I would say. That might be it, because they don't like certain people, and they like throwing people off of rooftops and stuff like that. So that is like pretty extreme. You'd have to admit that, right? And it kind of makes me chuckle when I see LG community for Palestine, stuff like that. I just shake my head and go, the epitome of the word delusional. Like, unbelievable, super salty. And if you feel a certain product is the cause of poor air quality, then make your point by not consuming that product. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. If you don't like it, make a change for yourself. But, on the other hand, oil and oil production, oil being sent to other countries, is not only used for gasoline and diesel, okay? It's also used to make plastics. Where do you think that the plastics come from? The plastics don't come from trees. They don't come from vegetation. They don't come from water. They don't come from, a cow's milk. They come from oil, okay? And everything that we use in our daily lives is composed of plastic. Plastic is everywhere. When you go to the store, you get a plastic bag. Your cell phone is made out of plastic. Like right in front of me, I have a mouse right here. This mouse is completely made out of plastic, okay? Check out that mouse there. This is the kind of mouse that I use here, the mouse trackball. The trackball. Yeah, the trackball is the best thing, honestly, because you can have it on your desk. You can put it on your leg. Yeah, now I know Masad is going to be saying something about that. You can put it anywhere. You can put it on your chest or whatever and operate it. Unlike a standard mouse where you have to, move it around on your table and whatever, that kind of crap. These trackballs are the best way. Get a trackball. I would recommend it. This is what a trackball looks like, okay? It's got 2 buttons here, and it's got a nice little ball on there that you roll with your thumb, and it works really, really good. I like the trackball. Shooting rays back at the sun has to have a bad effect eventually. Yeah, I don't know who's doing that. I don't know. I've been watching shows on cell phones and the whole thing with Elon Musk and Amazon. And Elon Musk is getting very, very, very close to everybody ditching their cell phone company. So bye-bye Rogers, bye-bye Telus, bye-bye whoever it is in the States that you guys use there, Ma Bell and all the rest of them there. Because cell phone towers and cell phone companies are going to become obsolete because the new technology is Elon Musk, number one, he's got a new spectrum, 1.8 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz, right? And then he's going to be lowering the satellites. Right now, they're up high in the air. He's going to be lowering them close to Earth. Now, they do move across the Earth, but he's going to put up, literally hundreds and hundreds. Right now, he's brought over 1,000 satellites up there with the existing system. But the problem is the existing system uses frequencies that are higher and they don't penetrate as well through buildings, okay? But he has bought up new spectrum, like I say, from 1.8 to 2 gigahertz, and he is going to be using those frequencies along with lowering the satellites closer to the Earth, increasing the power to the cell phones. But the problem, the cell phone is only like a couple hundred milliwatts, a very small amount of power on your cell phone. So, in order for it to penetrate through your house and then reach the satellite, he has now lowered the satellite so that you're able to get to the satellite easier. And he has also increased the size of the antenna so it's able to pick up the very minute signal from your cell phone to be able to have a service that virtually works well with your cell phone inside of your house, okay? Now, it's not going to be able to penetrate and operate well inside of, say, a high-rise building or, you go into LRT tunnels or stuff like that. So there will have to be repeaters that will repeat the signal into towers, hospitals, and, places like that where the signal doesn't go. But look look for you ditching your cell phone company and using Starlink. What do they call it there? Well, I don't even know. They have acronyms for everything. But, cell service directly to satellite. And I actually experienced that. I know I talked about this a little bit before, but when we were in the mountains, we were like away from cell phones, okay? We were away from them. Okay, and I was like in the middle of nowhere, and I looked down on my phone, and I go, "Oh man, I can't make a phone call, can't go live on my video, but I do have this option to send a text message, And I look, and there's a little SOS symbol there on the top of my phone, where normally there's the little symbol of the bars, how many bars you have on your G5 or whatever, but that got replaced by an SOS symbol and a little symbol of a satellite, right? A little satellite on there. And I go, oh, that's pretty cool. And I in my mind, I heard, well, you're able to text. You can't do a phone call or anything like that. You can't do a video phone call, but you can text somebody. So I go, oh, okay, let's use that. Let's go into text messaging and let's try and send a text message. And then right away up pops this thing where it goes, turn on direct to satellite service. And I go, yeah, I'll turn that on. And then up comes a little message that says, next satellite will be acquired in 3 minutes. So I go, oh, okay. That means it doesn't work all the time. And you have to wait until the satellite flies overhead. And, and then you wait the 3 minutes, and then a little thing pops up saying acquired satellite, and point your phone towards the satellite. And then there's a little picture of a satellite, and then you have to kind of move your phone around. Where's my phone here? You have to move your phone around, and the little picture of the satellite is moving on your phone, and you have to get it in the picture of the satellite in the area where it's like, okay, I have service here. And then as the satellite is flying over, you have to keep your phone moving so that little picture of the satellite is in that spot, and you do your text message, and then you send your text message, and you go, and then it says that it's sent. Otherwise, if you try and send a text message when that little satellite is not on your screen, then it doesn't work, right? So I don't know if you're aware about that or have even tried that, but that was the first time that I tried that, just because we were in an area that was outside of cell service. And as it turns out, it worked. It worked well. I was able to send a message, but of course, the other person doesn't look at the message right away. They look at it, an hour later or something like that. So you got to wait, to another satellite to pass or something, or, wait a couple of hours and then wait for the satellite. And then you go look at it and you go, message not received yet, or message received. And then you go, oh, okay, that person received my message. Now I'll send it back to them. So you're kind of at the mercy of when people look at their messages, which that's kind of a negative thing. But I guess if you were in trouble, that you'd press that SOS button and immediately send out a message saying that you're in trouble, and then a message gets sent out to I guess emergency services, people at 911 or something like that in your area, and you say what your trouble is, and then stuff like that. So that's pretty good. Free Speech says Timothy McVeigh, the bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma, was the deadliest act of homegrown terrorism in the U.S. history. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that when that happened, where they had, was it not bomb material made out of, what was it? Your stuff for growing, fertilizer stuff, bombs made out of fertilizer, big bombs in a vehicle, that kind of thing. Bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma. Yeah, and it was white guys. It was Americans, it was people in the United States, and I don't even know why they did it, but yeah, that was one of the biggest things that happened. I do recall that. That being said, I'm not just going to sit here and blame, newcomers or whatever as being the only people that are doing bad stuff. There are all kind of people doing bad stuff. We don't like anybody doing any kind of bad stuff in anywhere in North America. I would agree with that. What affects our climate more than anything? A meteor strike, yeah, or a volcano, right? Volcanoes really affect the climate. In fact, you could have a meteor strike. Remember when it decimated the dinosaurs on Earth, right? Like, look at a whole population of dinosaurs just kind of got snuffed out just like that because of a meteor strike. And you know what? A meteor strike could happen tomorrow. Let's be thankful that we're alive today and that we don't have to endure a meteor strike. That's for sure. The Rothschilds will sacrifice everyone to hold on to their power. I don't know. They definitely have power. There's no doubt about that. And people love to hang on to their power. There's no doubt about that. But they also like to acquire more power, like or more real estate, like Putin. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we'll just try and take over the Ukraine because, that used to be Russia and we need it back again, Plus, we don't like what the Ukrainians are doing to the people in the Ukraine. There's some Russians in there and they're not doing good things to the Russian people that are living in the Ukraine. That's what that thing is all about, basically. Yeah. Why not, Tommy, says Ayatollah. I wouldn't let RV set a mailbox post. I don't know what you mean there. Let's go through some of the chats here. We used to pay 25 cents a gallon. Back in the old days, gas was really, really cheap, and over time, of course, your 25 cents is worth today about $1.50, $1.65, Well, actually, that was a gallon, 25 cents a gallon. So, that's like, wow, I don't even know what that would equate to here today in today's dollar. But, part of that is the price of the product has gone up, plus the value of your money has gone down an awful lot. Like devalued. The dollar is way devalued compared to what it used to be. It's losing value as we speak here. The Canadian dollar, since Mark Carney got in, has dropped from 73 cents to 70 cents here now. I don't know what it is right here at the moment. 10 cents for a phone call. The payphone was like 10 cents at one time when those payphones came out. Yeah, that was a long time ago. The 70s. 25 cents in the 80s, and then it went up and up and up. The value of the dollar decreased. That's what it's all about. That's why things become more expensive. I was on acid one day. What? Free speech says that. And looked at a Pepsi machine and said, someday they will sell water from here. Do you think we will buy air someday? Well, we do at the gas station. You pay $1. You got to put a loonie in that machine to put air into your tires. So we absolutely do pay for air, and they sell canned air. You can buy canned air. I know you can buy oxygen in a bottle. People have oxygen machines that you can they're not that expensive either. They're only like about $300. You can buy an oxygen machine which compresses or takes oxygen out of the air, purifies it, whatever, and then you can suck it in, that kind of thing. You can do that. I've often thought about that. I remember going to the exhibition one time, and they actually had a booth set up there where they had oxygen, where you could, pay money and experience the euphoria of breathing oxygen, like pure oxygen. They had that. So, yeah, but I don't know what happened to those things. It was like a flash in the pan thing where those things were doing that. 4.54 liters to 1 imperial gallon, or 3.78 liters to a U.S. gallon. So, yeah, you've got two kinds of gallons. You've got the gallon, then you've got the imperial gallon. So, it all depends what you're talking about. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Oh, we're kind of behind in the chat, like really behind in the chat. So, I've been going pretty slow with it here. Let me just double check here that I'm not missing anything really, really important. Lots of Nightbot stuff coming back here with you guys doing searches on. By the way, that's Chat GTP Nightbot. When you ask Chat or GPT or exclamation mark GPT. I've just abbreviated that, but that is actually you're asking Chat GPT those questions, and Nightbot comes back with the answers on that. I don't have those appearing. Well, actually, I do. If I had my voice to chat thing turned on, that's what it is. It doesn't come on the text to voice. I guess you'd say that. Tough guys burning flags and then they go home and beat their wife. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got a good point there. I don't know what's with these people there, especially women. Women, you should be appalled by that. If you're like pro Sharia law and you want people coming over that are going to impose Sharia law on you, then you better be used to be beaten a little bit there. You women there, do you like getting beat all the time there by your hubby? Probably not. Or have water poured on your head, with cloth over your head and then water giving you the water treatment, that kind of stuff. I know I've seen that stuff where they do that. It's like unbelievable. Well, actually, it's not unbelievable. It is believable. Robert on the pro climate change guy. Tommy, the climate has changed the most since the Industrial Revolution. You just have to look at the scientific data. I agree. Man has altered the climate. Well, what it is, or what you're saying, you're saying climate change. The amount of carbon in the atmosphere has definitely increased since the Industrial Revolution. I will absolutely agree with you 100%. How much is climate change for the good? Or has climate change for the bad? That's the debate. That's the absolute debate. People can say, well, we're getting more dryness because of climate change, or we're getting more rain because of climate change. We're getting more of this because of climate change. We're getting more of that. No, we're getting more tornadoes. We're getting more hurricanes. We're getting less tornadoes. We're getting less, you know what I mean? Like it's more or less, it's less more. It's like we don't really know because the climate is totally in a change. It's changing. It changes all the time. Is it getting worse? Is it getting tougher for me to live? I'm looking out my window here right now. Looks like a nice day. It looks like stuff is beautiful. Looks like it's a good day to go for a golf cart ride. Looks like if I go out to the beach, there will be thousands of people at the beach out here today. Okay, I will guarantee you of that. And they are all going to be sitting in the sun, having fun, and not worrying about climate change at all. You know what I mean? Like, because today it's a good day. Tomorrow we might have rain. Tomorrow we might have who knows what. You know what I mean? Like, is the weather getting so worse that we can no longer live on this earth? No, absolutely not. Are the weather changing or the patterns changing in different places in the world? Yes, absolutely, because weather constantly changes. Whether we're pumping CO2 into the atmosphere or not is going to make no difference on whether climate changes. Climate changes all the time. I believe in climate change. I absolutely do. Do I believe that us putting the carbon, if you look at the ice samples, there were times on this earth in the past when there was far more carbon in the atmosphere than we see here today. It's not going to kill the planet. I'll tell you that. Of what's happening here right now. I'm not, going outside wearing a breathing mask with oxygen, like because there's so much carbon in the atmosphere. We absolutely have not reached that level yet. And over a period of time, we will stop using gasoline vehicles and we will move to something that is less polluting. That's happening, but let it happen on its own accord. I'm not into polluting anything. I'm only into living a good lifestyle, you know what I mean? And not worrying about the planet. I'm not, I'm not going to be, decimated or not able to live on this planet because of climate change during my lifetime. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And for future generations, things are changing. You know, we're buying more electric cars. We're driving more electric cars. I'm driving an electric golf cart around town. I'm doing less polluting. You know, well, how do you think I think driving an electric golf cart around town and I'm behind a vehicle? I tend to stay a little, like at least 10 to 15 feet away from a polluting gas vehicle that's in front of me, because I can smell the exhaust in my electric golf cart. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like being close to a gas vehicle. And like, if I'm behind like an old gas vehicle that doesn't have a catalytic converter, like a classic vehicle or something like that, yeah, I can smell the raw gas in there. I can tell that the thing doesn't have a catalytic converter. You know, so like I'm like, you know, on the fence as far as not everyone can drive an electric vehicle, because if you live out in the country somewhere where you don't have chargers, and these things don't charge that quick, but eventually when they come up with vehicles that will charge in like 5 minutes, you know, to top it up 100%, and then you have mega charge stations all over the place, just like you have gas stations. You know, hey, eventually people might move totally over to electric. And when you have vehicles that are not exploding vehicles, we need to get away from the exploding vehicles, the exploding lithium batteries, the exploding lithium scooter batteries, bike batteries. You know, these people are putting them into homes, and they're exploding and burning homes down. You know, we need to find a technology that works and works well, not burns up. Who the hell wants to be an electric vehicle that you get a scratch on the undercarriage from you going over some debris on the road, the thing catches on fire, and then you're locked into it, and then you can't get out, and then you burn to death, right? Who wants to drive something like that? Put your hand up, you know, like, hey, I do. I want to die when my vehicle gets a little scratch on it, you know. No, I'm not that person. Like, I'm not going to buy something like that where the technology is not proven, and it's not there yet. You know, we have a way to go. You know, eventually they will have batteries that don't explode. When that happens, and when they have batteries that charge at an extremely fast rate, and they have chargers that are able to charge at an extremely fast rate, that's when you will see the whole technology of the batteries and the battery vehicles will actually take off. You know, until then, people are going to be driving gas vehicles. You know, when you have long distance to go and you're living out in the country, blah blah blah, and all the rest of it there, right? So, you know, take it with a grain of salt that, climate is changing. We need to do things. But right now, at this moment in time, this is where we are. Okay. Will we pollute less in the future? Probably will. Probably over a period of time when people embrace electric technology, then something good will happen. Let's blow up oil tankers in the ocean. Totally good move for the oceans. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Trump. Well, yeah, you know, I don't think it's Trump that's really on purpose doing something like that. And in fact, in the Ukraine is actually blowing up not the entire oil tanker, but the bridge area where they control the tanker, so that they can no longer move the oil. That's what they're doing to the Russian vehicles. And but on the other hand, it's not Trump. I don't think it's Trump that's blowing up oil tankers. I think it's the Iranians that are doing that. You know, from what I've seen, they're the ones that are doing stuff like that. Vulcan, Alberta. Hey, live long and prosper. Okay, there's one for the oil tanker. Yeah.
Helicopter!
Here they come, look out. Oh yeah, there they go. They're gonna take out another oil tanker there somewhere. There you go. What's that? The rapist said, believe in the power of positivity, man. Yeah, okay. I don't know where you're coming from. Love it. Mu alt nake. What? Yeah. Are you okay, Ayatollah of Alberta in the chat. Let's see. Bob Cox, that's why the eco-radical far left tends to light the majority of wildfires to further push their global warming agenda. Exactly. And when the news media spouts out, oh no, there's fires and they're caused by the fires are caused by climate change, then you get these far left eco people. They look at that, they see that, and they go, oh, fires. Okay, if I light a fire, that will cause the media to think that it's the climate change that's causing the fires. So he goes out there and causes the fire. So it's one big loop of the media blaming climate change for the fires, and then the eco nuts out there going out there and starting more fires like that. And we've seen it. Look at who they caught doing the fires in. Where was it there? In Washington, the state of Washington. Hey, I don't know. Maybe the guy was that. I don't know. Maybe he thought stuff like that. I don't know. But I did see an eco terrorist. There was a video that I played there a month ago or so where there was a guy on video that lit a fire or whatever, and he was definitely an eco terrorist, whatever, that was doing that, So, yeah, they get it in their mind, they hear it from the media, and then they go out and do stuff like that. And then there's other people that copy them, the copycat, firelighters and stuff like that. Greta, jihad now. Oh, yeah, Greta. Yeah, you mentioned Greta there. Yeah, and I actually saw something about Greta this morning, which I had to chuckle at there because she's going hard at her stuff there. I thought she was all about the climate change and the environment, but she's kind of changed a little bit there with what she's talking about. Let's see, did I actually save that bit about Greta? Oh yeah, I did. Here's Greta. Let's bring her on here and hear what she has to say. She's like totally berserk as usual. And actually, I went to an event in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where Greta was there, and there was like about 1,000 school children there, and she was lecturing them on climate change and, getting them all scared about climate change. And of course, all the students came to the event on a gas bus, and they all brought their plastic cell phones, and they're all wearing their rayon clothing, to the anti-oil event, like it was pathetic. And the teachers were there. The teachers brought the students, to see Greta. And look at what Greta's up to today. Oh my God.
Fuck Turkey. And fuck Israel.
Yeah. Yeah, what she...
Fuck Turkey.
Yeah, she's saying fuck Germany and fuck Israel. Like, I don't know.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Oh, Brett might agree with Greta, though, because Brett is kind of in that pool there where he would agree with poor little Greta. But she's, I've seen her with wearing a Antifa t-shirt, and her parents are there wearing Antifa t-shirts. She is far left-wing Antifa supporting scum, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I don't like her. I don't have anything to do with her. And you people that are like pointing out, oh, look at this is a right-wing extremist. Yeah. 6 guys standing on the side of the road as a white-wing extremist, and you're like, oh yeah, Tommy Temper is that, yeah. You guys are so close to Greta, you know what I mean? Why don't you post some videos like this about Greta, because you're like as extreme left as she is. Like, unbelievable.
And fuck Israel.
Oh, okay, yeah, we've heard enough of you there already, Greta. That's because you mentioned it in the chat, so I had to bring up Greta. Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. Let's move on to maybe Alberta. Oh, actually, I came across this, which was kind of interesting. A little meme here about, it looks like, this is kind of funny. I don't know what you think about this, but we'll play this a little bit over and over. This is the Democrat Party, right? If I bring it up here a little bit, here you'll see. These are the 4 heads of the Democrat Party. And here are the heads. Take a good look at them there. Islam, LGBTQ, globalism, and socialism. I saw this and I had to laugh. And somebody posted this and says, fact, absolute fact. This is not fiction. This is the fact. This is the Democrat Party. Yeah. And here's the four heads of the Democrat Party. Yeah, I don't know. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Do you think this is what the Democrats are about? There you go. Alexander Duncan says, fact, not fiction, fact. I think that I smirked at this and I thought, pretty true, pretty freaking true. You can't make this shit up. This is exactly what it's all about. You know, we're not making this stuff up. This is what it is, And, you know, they're all fighting each other too. Do you notice that? It's like, you know, they're not in unison, but the factions are attacking and fighting and whatever, and they all can't agree. You know, notice that there's no democracy in there. There's no capitalism in there. You've got socialism. You've got the sickle and hammer from Russia in there. You know, it's communism, and you know, and they're all attacking. That's what it is. But nobody agrees with anybody, right? That's what the whole left political system is all about, right there. In a nutshell. Okay, I just saw that. Hey, I didn't make that. I saw it, and somebody else says fact, and I had to agree with that. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's all about. And that is history. Okay, we had we've got Jason Kenney. Jason Kenney. If you remember the vaccines and stuff like this, this is funny. Jason Kenney was the premier of Alberta, and you know, in the province of Alberta, in order to get you to take a COVID vaccine in the day, okay, Jason Kenney and his conservative government came up with this idea that they're going to give away 3 $1 million lotteries if you take the experimental mRNA shot, okay? And this is the video of him promoting this back in the day. Get this. Listen to this. You know, like, get it. Take it. Get the shot. And you too could win $1 million.
Thank you so much to the 68% of Albertans who have gone out of their way to get at least their first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine.
Good
Thanks to you, we crushed the spring spike of COVID, and we are starting to get our lives back to normal. But folks, we have a bit of a problem. I'm here at the Edmonton Expo Center, one of our big rapid flow-through vaccine clinics, on a Saturday afternoon, and no one is here because we're not getting enough demand right now.
Oh, no.
And that's why Alberta Today is announcing that we are launching the Open for Summer Vaccine Lottery with 3 $1 million prizes and a range of other exciting prizes that will be announced in the days to come. The first installment of the Open for Summer Lottery will be open to all Albertans aged 18 and over who get at least their first dose of vaccine within 7 days of us hitting that critical 70% threshold for first dose vaccines. That draw will be made on the day that we hit phase 3 of our Open for Summer program to celebrate getting life back to normal. Details will follow in the days to come about how you can enter online and the second and third $1 million draws that will happen later on this summer, together with a whole bunch of other exciting prizes. You know that many places around the world have launched similar lotteries like this because we need to just nudge those who haven't gotten around to getting their vaccines yet.
State?
After all, we've had to spend billions of dollars in our healthcare system and through supporting people through the past 16 tough months. So if we can just keep pushing up those numbers of people who are vaccinated, that will easily pay for itself in future savings by offering this Open for Summer lottery with 3 $1 million prizes. So please do your...
So he pushed you winning one of 3 $1 million lotteries if you got the shot. And this is the guy. He was the premier of Alberta, but this is the guy that is so anti-Alberta independence. Oh, is he? You know, it's like he did stuff like that, and he also came up with a plan that you needed to have the vaccine and have a passport proving that you had gotten the vaccine in order to get into a restaurant, in order to get into, let's say, a place where your son or daughter was playing in an arena. You wouldn't get into the arena unless you had proof that you had the shot, the passport. They instituted a passport system. They also came up with a plan where you could rat out on somebody. Let's say that they had more than 5 people or more than 6 people at their residence. You could phone a rat line and rat on them to report them that they had a group of people together, not wearing masks and stuff like that. You know, he's the guy that was the guy that instituted that whole plan in Alberta, and he's probably the biggest mouthpiece against Alberta independence. So yeah, just remember that when you're whenever you hear him out there spouting off stuff like that. Yeah, there was actually a thing here with him having a bit of a go round. Hang on, maybe I can find it here. With Keith Wilson, him and Keith Wilson had a debate going on, and Keith Wilson, responded to him where he was saying that he loves. Actually, hang on here. This is the bit right here. Let me put it on here, and you can hear yourself what was going on with that whole thing. Stand by. This is going to be a roundtable debate. Hang on here.
How to be great Albertans and great Canadians at the same time. Let's lead, not leave.
This is the debate on Alberta
Let's
independence.
go back to Keith with your rebuttal. Fight, fight, fight is what you heard. Now, hang on. I don't want you to applaud for this, because let me put it in context. Why is it that a province with people that work as hard as we do in Alberta, that contribute and send so much to Ottawa every year, why is it when we are blessed with the 3rd largest reserve of oil and gas in the world that we can safely deliver around the world, and equally important to the largest customer in the world right across our border, when we send all that money to Ottawa, the role we have in Confederation, why is it that we're always having to fight for things? Why are we always having to go and beg? It makes no sense. I'm certain if a Martian came down and you explained what was going on here, he'd go, don't you have Line 9 that supplies most of the oil and gas to Ontario and Quebec? Yeah. And then the TMX to Vancouver. What are you doing? Why are you always on your knees begging? Why are you always in court? And when you're in court, because anybody got a plastic straw right now? Anybody got a plastic bag from Safeway? No, because Ottawa ignored.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of those paper straws, you know. A&W is really bad for that. There's probably even the Dairy Queen, those paper straws that stick to your mouth. You know what I'm talking about? And, if you get something like a milkshake, you can't even suck the milkshake up them because it clogs into the thing and the straw is too small for a milkshake. Whatever happened to the plastic straw, Like that was the best invention ever. And then when you replace it with something that sticks to your mouth, and really the everything sticks to the inside of it, and you can, hey, there was a straw that my son left in his drink there and brought it home, put it in the fridge, and I tried sucking it with that straw. It wouldn't even suck in the straw. I couldn't even suck the product because it had that paper straw in it. I had to throw the paper straw away and try and find a plastic one that I had in the drawer, a leftover one.
Ignores the court rulings. They don't care. And my friend points out about be careful before you tear down the fence. And he also points out about the institution, the glory of the institutions. Canada's institutions, with all due respect, are corrupt.
Yep.
And we've all witnessed it. We've all witnessed
Absolutely.
it. And it's tragic and it's sad. And you know whose hearts bleed the most when they see it? The veterans. Because that's not what they fought for. That's not what they fought for at all. The Canada that exists today is not the Canada they fought for. And the reality is, you know, bankruptcy in 1936. Alberta ain't going bankrupt. Ottawa is. We need to separate from them.
Yep.
When you're told to be careful about what you tear down that fence, the truth of the matter, the sad truth of the matter is that fence that Mr. Kenny describes is laying on the ground, rotting, and we need to build a new one for us.
That's right. That's why the only way out is Alberta independence. You know, that's what the debate was about there, with Keith Wilson, the last guy that you heard talking there, pointing out why Alberta needs Alberta independence. And Jason Kenney is a federalist. He wants Alberta to stay in Canada and to be beaten down by Ottawa, you know, just to suck as much money as you can out of Alberta and, you know, step on your throat and put the knee down on your throat and, you know, barely survive here. That's what's going on. And we're sick and tired of that, you know. That's why it is so easy to vote for independence, to get away from all this stuff and just have such a better life, you know. And you'll have a pension. Don't worry about your pension. It doesn't matter whether you're a little old lady or a little old man. You know, I would hate to be misogynistic, you know, by referring to anyone in particular, because, yeah, the trolls might take it as being, you know, where I am that, and I'm absolutely not. Just pointing out the facts that life will be an absolutely better thing here in Alberta. If you're on AISH, if you're on support, anything like that, you will have a much better life under independence, because what you're getting is what you get, what you have right now. If you're not happy with what you have right now, you're not going to get anything different, because, you know, the politics in Alberta are not going to change. The politics in federal government are not going to change. You're still going to have money sucked out of Alberta. We're still not going to have enough money for doctors, for nurses, for hospitals, for schools, for teachers, for all of those socialist things that you socialists all want out there. There is no money for any of that stuff. The money is all going to Ottawa, right? You understand that? The money goes to Ottawa, and a little bit of it trickles back here to your province, okay? All provinces are like that. You guys are all in the same boat. And some of you are even taxed even way more than us here in Alberta by way of provincial taxes, right? Your province is sucking money out of you. You know, the federal government is sucking money out of you. Everyone wants your money out of you. You work like a dog, and then you end up with 50 cents out of every dollar that you work for. And, you know, people are sick and tired of that already. You know, reduce that down to maybe 20%, maybe 10%, right? Wouldn't that be a lot better? Put more money in your pocket, have a better life. Yeah, that's the way things work, right? That's what we actually want, right? Is a better life, and part of a better life is going to be what we actually have for government. So we need to make a change. And yeah, when will Canadians actually wake up? When are you going to wake up? Okay. Yeah. Okay. How about vote Liberal? What do you get when you vote Liberal? Well, you get elbows up, you get inflation up, you get crime up, you get taxes up. When will Canadians wake up? Come on, you guys. Wake up out there. Wake up.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Yeah.
Fuck all the way off. Fuck, I hate stupid fucking people.
I know, me too. You know, why are you people so stupid?
Fuck, I hate stupid fucking people. Fuck, I hate stupid fucking people.
I know. You don't have to repeat yourself, Brett. We understand the concept there. I agree with you 100%. And yeah, I'm like, I'm not elbows up. I don't like inflation being up. I don't like crime being up. I don't like taxes being up. They forgot about open drug use being up, small quantities being allowed up, you know, like fentanyl addicts being up, people, homeless encampments being up. Yeah, you can add a lot more to this little list here than just what we see here. We're sick and tired of everything that is bad for you being up. And meanwhile, the things that are good, like you being able to put food on your plate, are actually down because you don't have as much money as you did to be able to even buy anything out there. Like because you're being taxed to death by the federal government, by your provincial government, by the governments of your country. Sick and tired of it, And of course, we have the meme from Trump. What does Trump have to say about Canada? Well, Mr. Donald Trump says Canada is nasty. They are. They're nasty. Well, no, let's see. But he doesn't say it like that. He says, Canada is nasty. They are. They're nasty. I love the people. I really, really love the people. But they're nasty, and they've got nasty leadership. They're just nasty people. Those Canadians are really, really, really nasty. They're nasty people. And that they should be the 51st state. But, yeah, we'll just leave them alone for now. But we'd really like Canada to be the 51st state. That would be a great thing. We could make America great again by making Canada the 51st state. Okay? Yeah, can't make this stuff up. Where do I come up with this shit? I don't know. Just off the cuff. You guys love it, though. I know you do. Because you wouldn't be watching me if it wasn't worth watching, right? You get up in the morning, you go, I wonder if Tommy Temper's going to go live today. I hope he does because... yeah, I like chatting in his chat, and I like his positivity, He's such a positive guy. He is positive. Yeah, and there is no negativity in my chat. There you go. Negative Nancy. Don't be negative. Be positive. Be positive. Be like Ayatollah. Be like a happy couple of shits out there.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
That's right.
I'm going to fucking have your fucking face bleeding and your teeth knocked out, and all your little buddies are going to fucking run away.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to run away, the little buddies there. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you feeling good? You're feeling good. I know it. The broccoli. Where's the broccoli? I haven't seen Brett in the chat there yet today. He works too, Sometimes he does work. There is... actually, I've got this twice here.
FBI, open up!
No. They're at my door already. So early in the morning, they're already banging on my door.
Yes.
Dipshit stuff up. It's all dipshit stuff, okay? Watch out. Because if you do something and somebody doesn't like that, they're gonna come to your car and they're gonna spit on your window, like this lady here. She's gonna spit on your window.
شوفي تسوي كده هذه الاثنين حبتين دي ما ادري ايش وتقول له صورني شوفي شايفه وتجي هنا عند القزاز وتدفل على خالد.
A little bit of road rage right there.
لا مريضة.
The road rage. I don't know where this is here. I can see some palm trees in the background. This is not Edmonton. This is not Canada. I have no idea where this is, but it could be in the States somewhere, or who knows. But anyways, a little bit of road rage for you there. I don't know why I showed that. I just did. Let's see. President Trump called Canadian leadership nasty. Okay. And let's hear what Mark Carney had to say about that because... Trump is probably right with what he said because the leadership is nasty in Canada. I would absolutely agree with that. Mark Carney, what do you have to say about Donald Trump calling you nasty?
And this is the context within which we're having these negotiations. You can say nasty, but
the whatever adjective is used, yes, we're standing up for Canadian workers, for Canadian businesses.
And
okay. Whatever adjective is being used, he doesn't want to say the word nasty. But we're standing up for Canadian workers and Canadian businesses. No, you're not standing up for me. You're not doing anything for me. You're spending money right across Canada. You've spent over $1 billion on crap that doesn't affect me here in Alberta whatsoever. Doesn't do anything good for me. You're not doing anything good for anybody. Anytime you're coming up with building housing, it's rental housing. You want to build little boxes for people to live in, little rental things. You're not providing any new houses that people can actually buy. Yeah, I listened to your latest speeches there. I don't know if you're at a housing thing there right now. It looks like a construction site or something with all those people there. And you're announcing more boxes that people can rent. So, it's like Russia. Living in Canada is going to be like Russia, where you can rent a little box off of the government and live in a government subsidized housing for the rest of your life and not move out of there, because otherwise you'll have to go into the private sector and your rent will be at a normal rate. So you'll live in a little box and it will be a deteriorating little box and your whole family will be living in there. And you'll be renting off of Mark Carney. But it's okay, because I would probably bet that Brookfield Corporation has something to do with it, because we know that Brookfield is into modular housing. So little modular housing boxes are going to be built. I want to see what these things actually look like. And it'll be like little ghettos that you can move into, because you know that any kind of government housing turns into some kind of a ghetto. So that's what Mark Carney has planned for Canadians. So get used to it. If you have a place where you're living right now, good for you. Otherwise, if you don't and you're just a youngster, you're not going to own your own house. So get used to renting a government little subsidized modular box, because that's where we're at here. Let's actually listen to Trump, okay? Because we have the actual clip of Trump calling Canada nasty and the politicians nasty. Donald Trump.
Between the tariffs that have been the tariffs have made us rich. Remember, I used to say that tariffs are my favorite word. I love tariffs. They're my favorite word in the dictionary. Tariff. I love tariffs, right? Because we've been screwed by tariffs used against us for years by China, by Japan, by South Korea, by Germany, by everybody, by Canada. Canada's nasty. They are. They're nasty. People nasty. Canada, by everybody, by Canada. Canada's nasty. Everybody, by Canada. Canada's nasty. They are. They're nasty. People think Canada, they're nasty. People, I love the people, but they're nasty. Nasty leadership. And Mexican people, but they're nasty. Nasty leadership. Nasty. Nasty leadership. Nasty leadership. Nasty leadership. Nasty leadership. And Mexico, they all did it to us. But now that doesn't work anymore, because we turned the table on everybody, and that's why you're seeing numbers like you've never seen before. Between the tariff.
There you go. I had to play it over a few times there, just, to emblazon it into your head there. Oh, Trump. Yeah. I do agree with them. Politicians are pretty nasty. Hey, I'm not nasty. Trump, I'm not nasty. I'm not nasty. Like, really, honestly. Like, you can't, you don't really mean that Tommy Temper is nasty. Like, come on. You have to agree that Tommy Temper is actually a nice guy.
Favorite word in the dictionary, tariff. I love tariffs, right? Because
I'm not nasty,
we've been screwed by tariffs used against us for years by China, by Japan, by South Korea, by Germany, by everybody, by Canada. Canada's nasty.
Well, no. Not Tommy Temper, not me. I'm, come on. Donald. I'm like, hey, I'm like a good fan of yours, kind of like a fanboy, a Trump fanboy. You know, you go, oh, he's mega, Tommy Temper, mega. Yeah, right. I like some of the things that you do. You know, I like the fact that you're right wing and that you're a Republican and that you're trying to do things for your country to make your country a better place to live in. Really, you have to agree with that, even if you don't like Trump. Trump is doing things to make America a better place to live, you know, and I respect Donald Trump for that, you know, and the fact that Canada has had tariffs up on Canadian products, you know, like for example, dairy and poultry and stuff like that. Our tariffs are absolutely ridiculous, and I wish that they would get rid of that dairy cartel in Canada and quit trying to prop the price of it. The price of milk is atrocious right across Canada. Dairy products are very, very expensive in Canada because of the tariffs against producers from other provinces and producers from America. And Americans cannot enter into our market in Canada because of the oppressive tariffs, even as much as 400%. They can bring milk into Canada, very small quantities, but once they reach that limit, then the tariff is 400%. Can you imagine 400%? Who the hell in Canada is going to pay 400% more for milk from the United States? Nobody is, because it's 400% more than what you might pay for milk in Canada here. But the Americans can actually sell milk cheaper than what we buy it for in Canada. It's stupid. It's bad. Trump doesn't like it, and that's part of the reason that Trump has those massive tariffs up on products from Canada, because we're tariffing products coming from the United States. It's tit for tat, right? And we need to get rid of that. But Carney, in his infinite wisdom, actually made a bill to make it illegal to remove the tariffs. He did that as soon as he got in, as he protected that milk cartel with an actual bill in Parliament, which in order to actually make any changes to that, you have to remove that bill in Parliament first. Then you have to go to the cartel and say, the cartel, get rid of that cartel, just have a free market for milk and poultry and be done with that shit. But, you know, that's part of the problem of living here in Canada. And I've seen guys in the Eastern Board of Canada pouring milk down the drain because it's being kept off of the market, because the cartel says producers, you can only produce a certain amount of milk. And if you produce more, then no, you have to pour it down the drain. I've seen videos of people doing that. I've seen a guy trying to sell eggs in Alberta. They're trying to sell chickens in Alberta, and he went to jail. He went to jail for trying to do that, you know, because he's not with that cartel. He's like prohibited from doing that, from that cartel. And people go get fines and all kind of stuff like that. Maybe not doesn't go to jail, but he probably got a fine for doing that. Hey, we got Kenna in the chat there. Kenna, good to see you popping in there. Good to see you there, Kenna. Troy says it's best for allowing free speech in chat and empty bantake even. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, free speech until somebody doxes. And if somebody doxes me in the chat, then prepare to be banned for a long time. Yeah, like, I used to unban people like after I was live, I would unban people, you know. But now, if anyone is involved in any kind of doxing of me on doing posts on your own timeline, or if you're over in other chats doxing me, or if you're doxing me or anything around me that I don't want put on social media, and you guys know what that means, you know, hey, say my name, Tommy Temper, right? That's who I am online here. And, you know, I don't want my real phone number listed out here. I don't want my real name listed on here. I don't want my wife's name, my kids' names, anything around me, any business names that I'm involved with. I don't want to see any of that stuff. If I see anything like that, you will absolutely be banned on my chat forever. You're never going to come out of the gas tank. When I look in there, I'm going to go, yeah, that guy, Dean Wall, is going to be in there forever. Catamus Rex is going to be in there forever. Whoever else is in there, if you end up in the gas tank, you are not coming out at all. You are a bad leftist person, extreme left person that has nothing good to do in my chat, and you're going to be banned from here. So, yeah. And there are those people in my chat that understand that. You know, you guys that are in my chat, you're like good people. You're good to have around me. You know, and you may not be liked by those trolls. And hey, I don't care. The trolls are the worst of the worst, right? They're like way worse than you are. And they think that they're better than everybody else, and they're not, because they're the ones that are doxing people. And that is the worst thing that you can do to anybody online, is to dox them. So if you think that you're good by calling somebody a racist or a misogynist or a xenophobe or, you know, any of those other terms out there, being a doxer of somebody is far, 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 far worse than that, because when you do that, you expose their name and their identity to have people phone up the police department and, you know, report that there's something nefarious going on, and then have a SWAT team arrive at their house. That's what you do, right? You want somebody to be doxed and swatted and stuff like that, right? Yeah, so you deserve to not be part of the program when you do stuff like that, okay? Just saying. So, yeah, I just thought I'd throw in that little message to the trolls out there that you're in the gas tank, and you know what? I don't need you in the chat, because I do quite well without you in the chat. You know, and you guys go, oh, yeah, well, there's only 10 people watching Tommy Temper. No, there's usually about 75 people watching me, okay? Because I'm on different platforms, and there's different numbers of people watching on different platforms. So, yeah, things are actually getting better over time and not worse. We have more people, more engagement, more stuff going on. And, yeah, we like it. Yeah, being dark sucks. Exactly, Elm Tree. Yeah, exactly. Free thinking is a good thing. You got that. You have to laugh at, at whoever. Department of Mental Health is in there, by the way. Dave is in there. Good to see you. We've got Troy in there. Elm Tree. Steve is in there. Steve-O. Hey, good to see you. The Unaliving Talk is pretty sick. Troll Central. Yeah, exactly. Nobody likes to hear about that. Clone accounts, yeah. Well, that's what happens, is that they can't come in here, so they probably have a alt or something, a clone account, whatever. So they'll come in here as an alt, and if I don't know what their alt is, well, then they can participate here. But as long as they don't do bad nefarious things, you know. So there you go. There you go. Can't make that up. See what else we have here. I know we've showed this one before, but let me show this one more time here. This is a good piece of advice here. Alberta has tried to improve its place within Canada. So here's the question.
Hey, Alberta. For years, I've heard people say the same thing. If Albertans want independence, they're just walking away from Canada. But are we? Or are we actually walking towards something better? Because those are two very different ideas. For most of my life, I believed Alberta's future could be secured within Canada. I believed that if we elected the right governments, proposed the right reforms, and made the right arguments, Alberta would eventually receive the respect that it had earned. And Alberta has tried.
Yep.
We've fought for control of our natural resources. We proposed Senate reform. We proposed the firewall letter, which is 25 years old now. We had the Fair Deal panel. Albertans voted to remove equalization from the Constitution.
And what happened to that?
We've
Nothing.
spent decades asking for a relationship that treats Alberta as an equal partner. So this isn't about waking up one morning and deciding to leave. It's actually about asking an honest question. If decades of trying haven't fundamentally changed the relationship, what should Alberta do next? That's why I think people misunderstand what this referendum is. It's not about storming out the door. It's about using a legal, democratic process that was recognized by the Supreme Court of Canada. A successful vote doesn't make Alberta independent the next day.
No.
It begins the process of negotiations. It creates a legal obligation for governments to come to the table and discuss a new relationship. That's not walking away. That's walking forward into a conversation where Alberta finally negotiates from a position of strength instead of simply asking for change and hoping someone listens. Whether someone ultimately wants a renewed Canada or an independent Alberta, I think we should all agree on one thing. Albertans deserve the chance to explore every constitutional option available before deciding what comes next. Because walking toward a stronger future takes more courage than standing still. And Alberta has never been a province that's afraid to move forward.
That's right. I agree with her 100%. And part of this whole, independence movement is that Alberta wants more out of Canada. We're sick and tired of being taken advantage of. We know exactly what Ottawa is doing to us. It's not rocket science. And, Mark Carney doesn't want to have anything to do with it. He was asked about equalization payments just the other day, like about 2 days ago. And he said he is not going to make any change whatsoever. He's like, stick in the mud. Nope. No, we're not going to, help Alberta out with that whatsoever. We're going to keep sucking money out of Alberta and sending it to Ontario and Quebec. And they're not have-not provinces either. Those are a couple of the largest provinces with the largest population, with all of the, wherewithal to be able to produce widgets and factories and goods and farms and all kind of stuff. They can do everything that Alberta can do. They can survive on their own without Alberta money. They don't need to be sucking money out of Alberta, right? We need to do it on our own because we're sick and tired of dealing with Ottawa. And if Ottawa doesn't listen, well, we'll just separate. But Ottawa needs to know that we want change, and the only way for getting change, because we've done petitions before to eliminate the equalization program, which is unfair to the province. We've already done that kind of stuff before. And, it turns out that Ottawa doesn't even want to listen to us whatsoever, right? So at this moment in time, we have to do something different, which is vote for independence. So that's what's actually happening, okay? The threat of radical Islam is real. Hollywood has come up with a movie about radical Islam. Let's take a look at this little clip here. Let me just move it into the window so that we can see it here. This is from the Daily Wire. I think this movie comes from the Daily Wire. So, check this one out here. This is a brand new movie coming out about the threat of radical Islam. It's just a movie. But is this what is coming to the world around us here? I don't know.
Your country is beneath contempt. We who love and serve Allah fought back against the Americans and the Zionists from the scourge of secularism and the lands of unbelief.
Anyone gonna listen to Captain Saunders tomorrow? The retired Delta Force soldier with a new book out.
He's the polar opposite of those brain-dead protesters.
Given the current climate, should Clay Saunders even be allowed on campus?
Mr. Saunders is a close personal friend of Chancellor Friedman. This is a decision I cannot fight.
There are three ways Islam will conquer the West. Through immigration, through the wombs of our women, and by using our nation's freedoms against us. Are you paying attention?
Listen carefully. The great Satan, America, will fall. You are infidels. The bodies of women are not pure, and the men's souls are unclean.
What makes them so dangerous? Their goals are not in this life, but the next.
Anyone? I got friends here. I can't just leave. Listen to me.
In the law, we cannot run or hide from what is coming. We have to fight.
I will be rewarded 10,000 times in the next life. When you die, you're nothing. Only one way to find out.
That's the American way.
Ooh. Premieres September 16th. Who the hell knows where? I know Ayatollah will be watching that one. Yeah. Holy moly. That's that is the movie that Hollywood did not want to make. Okay. Hollywood stayed away from that movie forever. You'll never see that one in Hollywood. But from the Daily Wire, yeah, that movie is premiering. I don't know where, but somewhere in a, probably not a theater near you, but on the internet near you. But I think it is a pretty well-made movie. And, you know, if that's what the future is of things in North America, it's not looking great. It's not looking great at all. And, you know, I'm fearful, absolutely fearful of things like that actually happening. And, yeah, unfortunately, I ran across that and I thought, holy shit, maybe that is what's happening. Here's what's happening in Alberta, in Canada. This is what it looks like. We've got, this is what the political spectrum looks like in Canada. The red is the Liberals. Do you see red? The Liberals? See that? Ontario? So you've got green, the Quebec, Bloc Quebec in Quebec there, the green. But you've got far more Liberals voting in Ontario. Then you've got a little bit of stuff happening in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Manitoba should be orange because it's actually NDP. And then you've got little Alberta here where I am. This is Conservatives, like Republican, right? And in British Columbia, that's NDP. That's like lefty party. So you got a lefty party in pretty much everywhere else except Alberta. Alberta is the only blue place in Canada. And you see how small that number of votes in there is? Well, you know, it's so hard with being so small to have any kind of a right-wing government in Canada because you've got such a great number of people that are all going to vote Liberal in Ontario. You know, and remember, a lot of those people that vote are new immigrants that come into Canada because they're all voting Liberal, and you've had literally millions and millions of people over the last 10 years come into Canada and are voting Liberal, and they don't give a shit whether the government is good, bad, sideways. If they came into Canada while the Liberals are in power, they are more than likely to vote Liberal. We all know that. I've asked immigrants about that, and that's exactly what they've told me. In fact, I asked one guy that came in when Pierre Elliott Trudeau was in power back in, I don't know, whatever, the 60s or something like that. He says he's voted Liberal ever since, because he's an Oriental guy, whatever, that came in. He was a Chinese guy, right? So, you know, people actually do that. They remember who it is that was in power when they come into a country, and that's who they vote for. And that's why the Democrats were doing it down in the States, because you're bringing in a whole bunch of people. You go, no, open borders, just let everyone in, and yeah, come on in and become a citizen. And oh, by the way, make sure you vote for me. Remember me, I'm the one that let you in. And yeah, you're going to vote for me, the Democrat side, forever. You know, and that's what they ended up doing in the States. You know, like you knew that was happening, right? I could see it happening up here in Canada, and the same thing happens up here in Canada. So, you know, that's one other reason why Alberta needs to separate, because we are like a blue sea in the province of Alberta of Conservatives. And there are very few Conservatives elsewhere in Canada. And the chance of us becoming the national power in Canada is practically nothing. Practically nothing. You know what I mean? It sucks. Absolutely. Having a leftist government actually sucks. Yeah, you're right, Elm. I agree with you. Oops, I cut the block there. Yeah, it actually sucks. Sucks. I should have more things in here. All I have is a cut button on here where I can fade. Okay, I can fade or I can cut. Okay. Oh, and now I can't do dick all because my transition stopped. That's weird that happens. I don't know why that happens. Hang on. I gotta go from this to this, and now I can try it again. Anyways, stuff like that happens, and then all my weird, my move fades where things move on the screen and stuff like that. I don't have it on this OBS here yet. I need to put a few other things on OBS to spiff it up a little bit here. Anyhow, any questions in the chat? Let me take a look at chat here. Steve O says it's really hard to figure out who the clones and alts are. I know, because I do have people banned in my chat here. Actually, let me go over my ban list here, okay? I'll go over my ban list because people love that when they have their names shouted out there on a ban. But I'll tell you who is banned on my show under, let's see. Oh, I thought it was community moderation. What the hell? How come I don't have any of that in here? Oh, there's my banned word list. I have the N-word is banned, Nazis banned, a bunch of variations of the N-word, pedo-type words are banned in my chat. Racist is banned. Yeah, those are good ones there. Very good, very good. Let's see. Where are my people? Where are the people that are banned in my chat? I want to see that. I don't see it. It's weird. Permissions. Yeah, we got that. But community moderation, when I click on that, and then user management, managing moderators. Oh, they've changed it here. Hidden users managed. I got to do a second click to get in there. Okay, this is who is hidden in my chat. Edward Cam, Barbara Garcia, JFK, Alberta Freedom Jenny. I wonder why Alberta Freedom Jenny is banned. I have no idea why that particular person is banned, but you're banned. Crime in America is banned. Crime in America is banned. G is banned. Admiral Red. Oh, why are you banned? You shouldn't be banned. I'll remove you from that one. No Diggity is banned. Kangaroo Pouch is banned. Charles is banned. Queenie is banned. Cadamus Rex is banned. Here, let me pull Red out of the tank there. I don't know how he got in the tank there. But anyways, let me save that now. Oh, they changed it. They changed it a little bit there now. So once you click into moderation, then you have to click another step in there to find out who is a moderator, who's a special moderator, who's banned, who's this, who's that, who's the other thing. They've kind of put it into different folders there now so that you have to click more to get in there. But anyways, those are the people that are banned. Some of those people that are in there, like there was an Alberta person. I don't know why they got banned in there. Alberta Independence person. That's pretty weird. But anyways, they're in there. Let's see. Kinna. My patio sliding. Oh, let's hear what's going on with Elm Tree. Elm Tree says, my patio sliding door was acting up yesterday. I got locked out when I went out, but I was able to pop the screen off the bedroom window and crawl through. Well, that's better than Kenna when she went out for a cigarette break on her stream, and she blamed me for, going out and locking herself out in the winter, and then she had to break her window, and then she cut her arm on the glass or something there coming in. And then she blamed me that I was at fault for it. Meanwhile, I'm sitting way over here across the country in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, how the hell could I be blamed for something like that? You know what I mean? If you lock yourself out of your house, it's your own damn fault. You know what I mean? Kenna, you know what I mean? You know what happened there. Hopefully you didn't get cut too bad, and hopefully you're all fully recovered. Okay, that's about all I can say. And remember, Kenna, there's no such thing as a mistake, only room for improvement. You know, like next time, think about whether or not your door is locked when you go outside for a smoke, you know. Just saying, you got to be careful with stuff like that, especially in the middle of winter. Because people have gone outside and locked themselves out and then frozen in the middle of winter. You know that. You know, that actually happens in Canada when it gets like cold below zero and it's snow and freezing and stuff like that. Lisa Hurley, hey, good to see you in the chat. Lisa, welcome. Nice to see you. We got She-Hawk in here. Yeah, I'm going to have to double check there on who's hanging out in Catamus Rex's channel there too. And if I see some of them coming in here, then they're going to get a ban too. And I don't care who you are. If you're hanging out with Catamus Rex, really, it was Catamus Rex. It was not Dean Wall. Dean Wall, you're not banned because of something you said. Charles, you're not banned because of something you said. Okay, and the rest of you people that are banned, you're not banned because of something you did. You're banned because of Catamus Rex. Okay, because Catamus Rex came in here and tried doxing me right in my own channel, in my own chat. Shame on you for doing that. And because of that, I said anybody that hangs out over in her channel is going to get banned in my channel. So just keep that in mind that, Dean Wall or whoever the hell you are, you know, even though you might have said something about me in the past that I didn't like and you were banned in the past, well, you're banned right now because of Catamus Rex, okay? Keep that in mind. Don't just say, I was banned because Tommy Temper said I was ABC or whatever, you know. No, or I said ABC about Tommy Temper, that he's not smart or something like that, you know what I mean? No, that's not how it works, okay? So anyways, this is my personal time with people in the chat. So, and I'll be reading the chat here. Any questions, ask the questions, I'll answer them. Elm, remember one thing, don't seclude yourself when it happens. Reach out, even if it's just to talk. Absolutely. Everyone has to be nice to each other in the chat. Be nice to Elm. Elm tries to be a good person. And everyone is friendly in my chat. We like to be friends. I started to just stay home and not get out. No boy, I don't drink or anything, but I almost thought about it. Christy, yeah, exactly. You don't need to drink. You don't need to drink during the daytime. Have a few drinks at nighttime before bed, you know, after 9 o'clock or something like that. Just drink a little bit socially. Yeah, exactly. Like me, when I have a drink, it's usually like 2 cans of beer. You know what I mean? Like a little bit in the evening, I'll have a couple of cans of beer, something like that. Even when I'm doing a broadcast like this, you know, if right now I know I'm going to be driving my electric scooter around town here, so I'm not even going to have a drink here in the morning or even in the afternoon. But if I know I'm not going to be driving around anywhere, operating any kind of a motor vehicle, then I'll have, a couple of beer, whatever, or a couple of, I like something like what do you call it now? Kind of a Caesar. Yeah, something like a Caesar. I like that. Or some of these drinks where it's like a flavored vodka, you know, with some kind of fruity type juice in it, you know. I like those sometimes, to have a couple of those things. But, you know, I don't like drinking so much because I actually get a headache if I drink more than a couple of beer. Right? I'll get a headache when I'm actually drinking, right? Or wine. Red wine for me is like a real killer. I'll get a real headache from drinking that. And if I drink more than a couple beer, then I will have a headache when I wake up in the morning. So like I know how it works already with my body. My body maybe doesn't like alcohol, you know, and the same thing with weed and stuff like that. You can smoke it or whatever and do it, and you feel like you're in a different world while you're doing it, and okay, but overall, it's not good for your body. If you're younger, you can probably do it and get away with it, but you know that every time you do it, it's going to take away from years on your life, you know. So I would say that if you're a younger person, try not to do a lot of, drugs or, smoking D or whatever, or drinking booze, try and do it to a minimum, because it is absolutely reducing the number of years that you're going to be here on this planet. I know people that have smoked and drank that are dead today, right? People that I know, people that I was friends with, they're dead. They're no longer alive, right? And they're like way younger than I am, right? And they died because of their smoking and drinking, right? So, like even marijuana, you might think that, it's not like smoking cigarettes. Yeah, it's like smoking cigarettes, right? It takes its toll on your body, just like cigarettes. It's no different whatsoever. Even vaping will it'll take the toll on your lungs, and I would say that vaping is probably better than smoking, because you get the carcinogen from the leaves and stuff like that, from smoking stuff, which is way worse than the vape. But the vape, it will absolutely take the toll on your lungs, and you'll be feeling it. It's okay when you first start it, but when you keep doing it for a while, it will just take its toll. And you will not be able to have, like when you breathe in a deep breath like that, you won't be able to breathe in like a normal person. You'll have like about half the lung capacity, and you'll be wheezing and coughing and spitting and, going, I don't feel good, and then you get a cold on top of it. And it's like, oh man, I need another cigarette. And I'm almost dead, Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, it's time for me to take my regimen of drugs. Speaking of drugs, my omega 369 here, which is fish, flax, and borage, whatever the hell borage is, a balanced omega complex, and these are soft gels. 1,200 milligrams of omega 369. So I would recommend that you take this, okay? And it doesn't matter what kind it is or where it's from. Let me see. I've got another jar of it here. Here's another one here. Omega, and it's hard to see it here, but right here it says omega 369. And this one says flaxseed, fish, and borage. It's got exactly the same thing in it, but it's by a different manufacturer. So it really doesn't matter, like who you buy this stuff from. But make sure that you have your omega 369, one a day. Take one of these capsules a day. Stand by a second here. Let me get my bottle of water, because I have to take a bottle of water with these things here. Just stand by a second here. I'll be right back. Okay, so on the Tommy Temper Show, I want you to, right now, go over and grab your bottles of vitamins, and let's take our vitamins together here, okay? On the show, we'll take our vitamins together. So the first thing we're going to take is the omega 369 fish, flax, and borage. So get that pill out. Well, I call it a pill, but it's a capsule, because it says 1,200 milligram, and it's good for your heart and your mind, and it says it's high potency. So if you're going to take any drug whatsoever, take one of these little capsules here, the omega 369. This is probably the most important, well, maybe not the most important, but you want to take your regimen, okay, of different things that will keep you alive, keep you alive. Remember, when you drink alcohol, does that help to keep you alive? No, that helps to kill you. Well, I don't want to say that word because then I'll get demonetized. It helps to unalive you. What about when you smoke that D? Okay, what does it do for you? Does it help you keep you alive? No, it doesn't. It helps to unalive you. So those kind of pills are bad for you. Okay, you want to take a pill that's good for you. Okay, so put it in your mouth. Go along with. Okay, you know how you've got those programs where people do exercises and stuff like that? Okay, my show is about staying alive. You know, where's that song? Staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, 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 staying alive. Pop that pill. It's time to pop that pill. So put it in your mouth. Doesn't taste like much. It tastes like plastic. I think it's covered with plastic. Yeah, okay. Take that plastic covered omega 369 high potency pill. Put a little water in your mouth. Ah, man, that's a big pill. It's like a horse pill. Okay, next, because I'm an old guy, I'm going to take this one here. This one is called Osteo Joint Ease, okay? And it's for your joints, okay? Because, you know, you don't want to get arthritis or stuff like that. You want to be able to have fingers that work well, toes that work well. You want to have joints that work well. And this is what you need. It says here, used in herbal medicine as an anti-inflammatory to help relieve joint pain. Okay, if you have pain or you think you have pain coming on, or if you get older. Once you get older, it's always a good thing to take something that is good for your joints, okay? So if you're a little bit younger, okay, you can pass on this one here. And this pill is absolutely a horse pill. It's a fairly large one, about as big as that one, but it tastes terrible, and it tastes like that paper straw. You know, it's like sucking on a paper straw, because when you put this in your mouth, it's like, bleh. So you have to get it wet, get some water in there, mix it around a little bit, because if you just try and suck this down your throat, it'll get stuck in the middle of your throat, and then you'll when that happens, it'll clog up in your throat, and then you won't be able to breathe, and then you will actually die from taking the horse pill. Okay, so you don't want that to happen. So you put this in your mouth. Get the water in your mouth. It's like a dry straw in your mouth. Get the water. Oh, you swish it around a little bit, I was trying to say. It didn't work out well because I spit on my nice new t-shirt here. I hate when that happens. And that's the problem with wearing white, is that any little thing that gets on it, like I was drinking my coffee the other day with a white shirt, and I dribbled some coffee on my shirt, and I go, oh no. And then the thing is on all day long. It looks like I'm an idiot that has food and crap like that on the front of me. Wearing white is terrible. That's why I like wearing black shirts, right? Because you can dribble whatever the hell you want on a black shirt and you don't see it. But a white shirt, it shows everything. So, I'm wearing that white shirt, and I just spit all over it there from that pill. So thank you very much. That didn't work out too well. But that's like trying to trying to swallow a paper straw, That's like freaking a horse pill. You like your microdose capsules. Yeah, of what? Mushrooms? Okay. Okay, next up is it's called Centrum here. It's Centrum. I'm not advertising any particular thing, but it says here it's for men and it's for older men. Okay, and if you're a woman, you could probably get one of these that is for a woman. And it's got printing on here that is so frickin' small. Oh, maybe the camera can see it here. Hang on. No, the camera doesn't even want to zoom in on it. Zoom in on it. Camera. Zoom. No, the camera doesn't want to zoom in it, so forget about that. And I can't read what the hell is in here because I need to put on some reading glasses. Hang on. Let me put on some reading glasses. See if I have any around here. I think I do. Oh, look at these. These are some reading glasses that I think I got for Christmas or something that has lights built into them there. Flashlights. Okay. Let's see what these look like here. Oh, yeah. These are magnification glasses for when you're working on stuff, right? Okay. Oh, it's got some lights on them here, too. Okay. Yeah, okay. This will work out well. Lights it up here. Okay, this is what's in each tablet. Yeah, welcome to the Alien Tommy Temper Show. I just stepped off of a spacecraft, and we're in the Rocky Mountains here now. Let's see. This stuff here contains... Each tablet contains, I'm not going to say how much, but vitamin A, or beta carotene, vitamin E, vitamin C, full citric acid, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, niacin, vitamin B6, vitamin B12. B12 is a really important one. You get that from eating liver, because who eats liver in this day and age, unless your mother gives it to you? Vitamin D3. It's got, what is that? Biotin. It's got pantothenic acid. It's like kind of acid in there. Probably like LSD. Vitamin K1. It's also got some minerals in there. It's got calcium, iodine, iron, magnesium, copper, manganese, chromium, selenium, zinc, molybdenum, sodium molybdenate, and it also has other ingredients. It's got lutein and lycopene, whatever the hell that shit is. But anyways, it's got a lot of crap in there that it's apparently good for older people. Take one tablet daily. Take with food a few hours before or after taking other medications or natural health products. Well, I'm not doing that because I'm taking it at the same time as the other crap that I just took. Let's see. Store at room temperature. Protect from moisture. Bottle mouth sealed for package security. Keep out of reach of children. Oh my God. This could probably kill a child if they took it because it's got so many different chemicals in there that it's like a chemical compound in there. Holy shit, I didn't even read this thing before. I just looked at it and I couldn't read it because the print is so freaking small. But it's a complete multivitamin and mineral supplement. So I've always said this. Okay, people say, well, I'm going to take a vitamin, take a vitamin C or whatever, No, you need more than that. You need minerals and vitamins. You need both, and you especially need those minerals because a lot of people, did that thing turn off? Yeah, that's weird. I pushed the button and those lights came on. Those are actually pretty good light. Get these. These are good. These are magnification glasses. Helps you to see. And it's got a button here on the side where you can turn on those lights and, like spy lights, whatever. You know how they have cameras on those glasses now? Yeah, well, this pair of glasses has lights on it. I got that, I think, for Christmas. So somebody was thinking that, Tommy Temper is actually half blind and needs some reading glasses or whatever. Those ones are for when you're working on small stuff. And Troy, this one is the little blue pill. Okay, so whatever this has in it, they've colorized this one blue for whatever reason. And this pill, I'm calling it a pill, but it's whatever, a capsule pill. When I say pill, it makes it sound like it's some kind of medication or something, but it's not medication. This is a little blue pill. And I know you guys make fun of it when I go and show this one here. You go, yeah, the little blue Tommy. Hey, Tommy's taking the little blue pill. Yes, I am taking the little blue pill. Okay. And by the way, my wife is arriving back here again because my wife returns to the city because she has an older mother that she helps. She helps her mother. Her mother is in an old age home, and she goes there. She buys stuff for her. She's like forever needing stuff. She needs to go for appointments and stuff like that, so she takes her to appointments. So when she's not in Sylvan Lake here with me, my wife is in Edmonton helping her elderly mother, which is great that she does that, you know. And my parents are no longer alive, so, you know, I don't need to help them. But when they were alive, I helped them because they would phone me all the time and to get me to drive them here, drive them there, whatever, you know. And she has trouble even getting into an Uber or stuff like that, you know. So she needs, you know, assistance going places, wheelchair and stuff like that, you know. But anyways, she's due here later today. So because of that, taking the blue pill is actually a good thing for me, okay? Because not only does it make me survive a little bit longer, but it probably, because it's Bill, it probably does something else, you know. I'm just saying. I'm not 100% sure why they made this color blue, but yeah, I'm just saying that having a blue pill is actually a good thing. So yeah, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take it. Yeah, Real Red Mama. We're gonna take this pill. Here we go. And this one here is actually easier to down because it's a little bit smaller than that horse pill that I just took, and it's a little more slippery in my mouth, so it will actually go down. And it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it that's probably good for your libido. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Now that one did have some vitamin C in it and D and stuff like that, but because it was such a small pill, it didn't have too much of that stuff in it, right? So for that reason, I need to up my vitamin C and D by taking the vitamin C and D, which is in this little container. So I'm not finished yet. This takes a long time, you know, to stay alive, you know. Like you guys, it's like, I'm just gonna drink some booze and smoke some tea or something. No, me, I'm like on my regimen here of stay alive pills and capsules and garbage like that, you know. But this one here is the vitamin C and D, and it comes in a little thing like this. That's kind of weird. It's got something on it there. There's something on this pill. Look at it. Look at there's something. See that black thing on there? What the hell is that on it? That doesn't deserve to be there. Where the hell do they make these pills? Like some East Indian factory or what? Oh, I hate to say that. Sorry about that, my East Indian friends. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. An East Indian factory is where they came from. I don't know. But it's got some kind of black thing on there. I'm going to try and get it out of there. Hang on. Yeah, that was the racist part of my program there. Okay. It looks a little bit better now. I took that black thing off of there. Why the hell would a CD pill have something like that in it? What kind of factory do they make this in? Anyways. Okay. We're going to eat it. What does it taste like? It tastes pretty good. It's a chewable. It's good. It is. It's good. It's great.
Okay, boomer.
Hey, I'm still alive though. That's the main thing. Relax. Okay. So that one is a chewable. It actually tastes good. Tastes like an orange. Okay, so now I'm going to take 500 milligrams of vitamin C. And why I'm taking this, I don't know. I have no reason for taking this. Because I just took the vitamin C and D. But this is 500 milligrams of vitamin C is coming up next. So I'm going to have one of these. And why am I eating this? Because I have a bottle. I have a bottle here and it's on my desk and no other reason other than taking it. And of course, some of you out there are going to say, Tommy, you're overdoing it. You're taking way too much. And, you're going to overdose on that vitamin C because you just took a vitamin CD and now you're taking a vitamin C on top of that. And can you eat too many oranges? I don't know. I don't think that you can, honestly. Free Speech says, UCLA medical studies say that if you smoke marijuana once a day, you will live 1 to 7 years longer than doing no drugs at all. Yeah, okay, well, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but when your lungs are collapsing and you can barely breathe and you only have a half a breath, because you're smoking so much, and you can't walk up a set of stairs because you're huffing and puffing so much, tell me that it's good for you. It's not good for you. Smoking, let's face it, taking anything that is, quote, some kind of a drug that you don't need just to get high, or booze just to get drunk, or any drug like fentanyl that you're going to take to get high, or smoking meth, or any of that stuff, it's not good for you. Smoking pot is not good for you, I don't care what you can come up with some like that UCLA report saying that smoking marijuana is gonna make you live 1 to 7 years longer. Yeah, right. Come on. You can find a report on anything that will be anti whatever you're talking about. It's like climate change too. You're going to find one guy that says, no, the climate is not changing. And then you're going to find another scientist going to say, yes, the climate is changing. Well, the climate is changing. The climate always changes. Why do you think that a weatherman can never forecast the weather correctly, right? They go, oh, tomorrow's going to be a sunny day. And then you wake up and it's cloudy and you go, oh, that frickin' weatherman, what the hell's the matter with them? Can't they tell the weather? It's because it's changing all the time. And even the weatherman can't properly forecast the weather. Why? Because weather is changing. The climate is changing. It's always changing. It's always changing, right? There is no such thing as the climate is standing still. Do you remember when they were saying that it's getting colder? Remember that it was, or that it was warming, and they couldn't make up their mind whether the planet was getting hotter or getting colder, and all the climates were all not the climate, but the scientists were all fighting over whether the climate was getting hotter or colder. Anyways, here's my vitamin C, and I'm going to take the vitamin C now. And it tastes like an orange. It's a chewable. I'm just going to chew it here. It's good. Elm tree. The munchies. You don't eat oranges when you have the munchies. You eat potato chips. Come on. What do? Go to the 7-Eleven to buy oranges or bananas? No. You buy a bag of chips and a bottle of Coke. That was good. Tasted like eating an orange. And that was 500 milligrams of vitamin C out of this bottle here. Tasted like peach. What does it say? Peche. Juicy white peach is what it tastes like. Maybe it actually came from a juicy white peach. I don't know. But, hang on. Here it is. Let's see. Hold that up to you there. You can see the peaches on the thing here. So, I don't know. Maybe it came from a peach and not an orange. This kind of tastes like a peach. Okay, next up, because we're still not finished the vitamin mineral regimen here yet. No, it goes on forever. And this one here is the zinc lozenge. You can kind of see that a little bit on the camera there. Zinc lozenge. And the fine print on here is way too fine. I can't see what the hell it says, other than expires in 2027. And I'll be through these way before 2027. And it comes in a pill or a capsule or whatever that looks exactly the same as the vitamin C. But the zinc, what does it say here? Hang on, let me see. Hang on. Let me put these glasses on again here. Stand by. Stand by with the glasses here. And you know what? It actually helps to read when you turn that light on too. Yeah. Okay, now I can read it. This is what it actually says here. Do not use if the security seal is broken. Yeah, okay, we know that. Each lozenge contains zinc. Well, I would expect that. It says that on the label. Zinc citrate, something or other. Zinc something or other. Vitamin C. Oh, more vitamin C in here, and more vitamin. And that, again, vitamin C and echinacea powder. And non-medical ingredients: orange flavor, vegetable grade, magnesium sorbate, color. Why do you need color in a freaking vitamin? Keep out of reach of children. Wow, it's bad for children, apparently. And well, it says a bunch of other stuff in here, but it's like in French, because I'm in Canada. And everything with every frickin' package that you get has pastille de zinc avec vitamin C et echinacea. Helps maintain immune function. There you go. Yeah, what do you think of these glasses? Makes me look like a professor. Scientific professor. Okay, so they come in kind of a pill that looks just like the vitamin C one, and it actually tastes like one of those because it has the vitamin C in it, so it's got some kind of flavoring in there, vitamin C, whatever. But I take these ones here because these are good for fending off getting a cold, okay, or snivels or stuff like that. You know how they say if you're sick, if you have a cold or something, take some vitamin or take some zinc. Okay, so this one here has a lot of zinc in it, and it is I don't know how many milligrams here, but anyways, you can see what the size of the pill is. It's about the same as the vitamin C. I'm gonna take that. Chew it up a little bit. Looking good. Great. A little bit of water. Those are actually pretty good. Those last ones there, you chew, and that one tasted like an orange or something like that. Carrie, we got Carrie in there. Carrie Musings. We got Michael Rader in there. Hey. Warning: side effects include prostate swelling and scrotal gout. Yeah, right. That was the warning on the label. We got Partabonza in there. Partabonza, good to see you. Yeah. Edward Cam. Maybe it was general digestive issues from eating 10% of her body weight in oranges. Oh, no. That's not good. Yeah, I like that one right there. That's a pretty good side effect there. Michael the Raider in the chat there. Carrie's in there. Yeah, looking good. Sometimes I see Carrie over in Cactus's chat there. I noticed that Cactus has been doing some panels there lately, which is pretty good. Get some people on there talking about what I should be on there doing my vitamin regimen on Cactus's panel there when she does that in the morning. But yeah, okay. So yeah, now we finished with the pill regimen. Now it's time to get back to the Tommy Temper show, as you are all here for. And you know that I've got other crap here that we haven't shown you here yet. Oh, we've got this one here. It's a little meme about Canada. Canada? We can't do that because we're in Canada. Where's Canada? Let me move this into the screen here. And away we go. Let's see. Welcome to Canada. I haven't seen this yet, but the only option to end this is for Alberta is to vote option 2. We need separation for Alberta independence, authorized by the Levine Show.
Welcome to Canada, a blissful place where people sleepwalk through life, slowly accepting what they once thought possible now lives in a world of can't. People can't afford a home, but can be corralled into rental units. People can't afford the deficit as it spirals out of control.
That's right.
The young can't pay down the rapidly growing debt. We can't build pipelines without meddling from Ottawa and concessions by provincial politicians. We can't do anything about investment except drive it away.
The Royal Bank of Canada released a study 2 months ago concluding that over $1 trillion in investment left Canada.
We can't make a deal with our biggest trading partner. Who cares? We can't speak our mind. Young people can't find a job. People can't afford food. We can't find politicians who respect their constituents.
That's right.
And can't elect a government other than the one that caused all the problems in the first place. Welcome to Canada. On October the 19th, vote option 2 on question 10.
Welcome to Canada. Where is that? Yeah, right there. Canada. It was at the beginning there too. There you go. Canada. Canada, because we can't do anything in Canada because we have the federal government that tells us what kind of diaper to wear and where to go and how to do it and controls your entire life. And you have to make sure that you work like a dog, basically, we all work for the government. You think you're working for Tim Hortons or some company or something like that, but when the government takes half of your paycheck or damn near half of your paycheck, you're actually working for the government, for Canada, which then tells you, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, no, you can't do something else. Yeah, it's all no. And that's why we need Alberta independence. Alberta independence is the only way out. There you go. Okay? Who says that I'm not supporting Alberta independence? I should be the #1 guy on the internet supporting independence. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I do is talk about the fact that we're screwed here in Canada and that the only way out is to vote our way out, you know. And Elm Tree, you can move over here to Alberta. Come on, move over here. Cannabis Rex, move over here to Alberta. Everyone's welcome to move over to Alberta because when we become an independent country, it will be lovely, it will be blissful, it'll be the best thing since sliced bread. We'll be having a great time. Yeah, where's my Trump hairdo here? Hang on, let me put on my Trump hairdo. Yeah, it'll be absolutely great. It'll be a great province. Alberta will be the greatest place to live. So I want all of you to come on over to Alberta and make sure you move in here and become an Albertan because we're going to be living in the greatest place on earth, okay? So come on over. You're welcome here in Canada. RV, you came over to Alberta. Make sure you stay in Alberta. Don't go anywhere far, okay? There's lots of jobs here. This is the land of milk and honey, and this is where everything happens in Canada, okay? We're providing the money for the rest of Canada. So, yeah, when we separate, guess what? That money will be no longer going to Canada. You guys will be living in a hellhole, and we'll be living on the top of the hog here in the top of the mountain here in Alberta. And believe me, you know, you're going to go, oh, well, those Rocky Mountains are going to belong to the federal government. Believe me, there are lots of Rocky Mountains in Alberta that are not in the federal part of the parks. Okay, at Abraham Lake, for example, I did a video over there with mountains in the background. Oops, sorry for spitting. I didn't mean that. Hang on, let me have a drink. Yeah. And Alberta is not going to become the 51st state. Like, I'm going to make sure that Alberta is all on its own country, and Alberta does not become the 51st state. It doesn't need to. We're already getting lots of oil from Alberta, okay? Believe me. And we'll continue to get oil from Alberta. We don't need Canada to be the 51st state. We don't need Alberta to be the 51st state. They can just do their own thing, and we'll just put tariffs on everything right across the board, except for that Alberta oil, because we need that Alberta oil. So, we don't want to tariff that Alberta oil, because that would just be stupid. Okay, it ain't gonna happen. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Oh man.
Okay, boomer.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, let's just move on. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Oh, no. It's siren time on the Tommy Temper Show. Let's get the hell out of here, because the place is on fire. It's burning, and we have things to do. We have places to go. And, yeah. Oh, I've had fun here today. I hope you have. Yeah, you're watching Tommy Temper Show. The Temper Report. Tommy Temper breaks it down. We're in Alberta. Where shit happens. And we're tired of Canada. That's right. We're pumping that black gold. Grain fields waving golden. We've got grain, we've got beef, we've got everything here. That's right, we're sick and tired of Ottawa playing those games. Quebec is getting all our money. Ontario. No, don't block our pipelines. That's right. Alberta freedom. That's right. Put my hat on straight. By the way, my wife is bringing me some new bling. She's bringing some Tommy Temper bling. I've got some new stuff coming on the show here, so I'll be wearing new hats and stuff like that. Maybe a new T-shirt. We'll see what happens. I don't know what she's bringing, but we'll find out. So we're looking forward to my wife showing up here, driving in from Edmonton. And joining us here in Sylvan Lake, at the lake, I said, at the lake, faded in. I'm the producer of my own show, so I have to tell myself what to do, I don't have anybody, that could go, hey, dude, push the button, show the video of the lake. Equalization. That's where all our money's going. Bachelor. You want a bachelor apartment? Yeah, it's all you can afford. Rental. Canadian rental. You're going to get a Mark Carney bachelor box. Modular housing. That's what we're looking forward to in Canada. Mm-hmm. No way, Casey. We don't want that. That's why we want out. Woohoo. You bet. That's right. Alberta freedom. Loving it. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, yeah. It's illegal, but self-determination's all right. Like Ukraine from the as you all well know, I wrote that song, and I've got people asking me, where can I get that song? Where can I get a copy of that song? You can't, because it's only my song on the Tommy Temper Show. This is the only place that you'll hear it. It is nowhere else on the planet Earth. Only here. Like I say, I wrote the words to this song and put it to music, and it tells the story exactly of how we feel in Alberta here. Honestly. Really. So, if you want to hear the song, sub to my channel. Give us a sub. Give us a thumbs up. I didn't even give the video a thumbs up here. Let's do it all together. Hit that thumbs up button. Woo! Yeah, we got about 75 people watching. We're watching on Kick, Facebook, Tommy Temper Show on YouTube, and other YouTube channels on Twitch, on X. Thanks a lot, everyone. Appreciate your company. Christy, have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. Party it up a little bit. Have some fun. Wow. Be happy that you're alive. Don't be negative. Be positive. Treat your friends with respect. Even your enemies, okay? Keep your enemies close. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. That's right. Even like your woke friends. Exactly. Stay woke. Railroaded. Happy Friday. Well, you can always rewind it. Do a rewind if you missed it. And get your vitamins and minerals out. Get ready and make sure you can take them with me and with the show, okay? Next time. Woohoo! Loving it. Loving Alberta. Loving you guys all over the place, wherever you might be. You guys, have a good life. Take care. Romans, friends,